As I was asking earlier.
Oh, fuck it, yeah. So here we are, and I'm just gonna put all of our little links out, and we're gonna do a little exercise in world building together here. Discord, Twitter, Dice Camp, Blue Sky, Facebook. Let's go on all fronts. Heroic deeds. Hey, how's it going, Lollipop? Joining us for a game of Heroic Deeds. A really cool game, kind of like D&D, but if achievements related to your character class was how you leveled up instead of XP. There's a Kickstarter in the description. A friend of ours over at Garblag Games, another wonderful actual play channel, is running it, and it's awesome. Heroic Deeds.
Yes, I'm looking for a link to it right now. Basically, Lee and I kind of decided a bit last minute that we were going to get around to running a game of this on our channel, and we are going to demonstrate tonight, ideally, if everything goes well, character generation and a little bit of the gameplay loop. Lee's got a small little one-shot concept planned out, and we're going to be doing it all live. And we are in the last 48 hours, I believe. Let me see.
About 33 hours left.
Oh my goodness, of the Kickstarter. So if you are interested, here's a link. Obviously, no pressure, but they're good friends of the channel, and we just figured we'd show it off. And yeah. I'm going to drop a link to the Kickstarter on Twitter, and then I'll be able to talk about my character for the evening. Also, if you don't know me, I'm Spider Queen Long, the second half of this channel from conception. signed part of Diesel's shot at birth. Thank you. Haven't. Yeah. There. Kickstarter. 33 hours to go. Okay. Boom. So it's been a hot minute since I've actually played an RPG at all, actually. So I figured I'd go with something kind of standard, well within my wheelhouse as far as characters are concerned. I'm going to be playing a delightful delinquent, Elpsith Lightfinger Morris, who is a gold-hearted tramp with a quick wit and a quicker finger. And she's wandering to and from various places after she gets invariably kicked out for her illicit behavior and, just general unruliness. But she always takes it takes it fairly well and gets out while the getting's good, and hasn't quite been caught by the law yet. Not that she, is overly nefarious with her actions. She just lightens people's loads every now and then. Steals from the rich, gives to herself. The whole 9 yards. Lee, why don't you tell me about the environment?
Why don't I?
Our
Yes.
delightful
Hello.
Elspeth.
Welcome to Heroic Deeds, where we have some very calming music that is frankly not suitably heroic, but I'm going to worry about that later. Hello. Elspeth Lightfinger finds herself in one of the many realms of Arlon, the realm of men and dwarves and other people. Great chaos has overwhelmed the lands, but the giant world mountain which you will all cling still stands. However, a great verdance grows from below, and as people explore the ruins of old, new threats of verdant life begin to stalk as powerful and warping nature begins to creep upwards. It is a time of great excitement, but also great dangers. You are a Dark Delver, one who in this heroic fantastical world must still interface with the Unterworld, if you will, ja. And in the process, you've met someone named Joselisa Labranche. And what's important is that you have certain, although you are in a great and chivalric realm of a great adventure and heroes most daring do, you find yourself in the seedier taverns, doing deals and rubbing shoulders with the less savory folk, and a great interest lies on the relics and the lore that can be drawn from these places. You know that Josella Labranche, an associate of yours and a scoundrel herself, was sent after a certain something of great value in a place called the Baths of Lament. However, she has been gone for some time.
My friend Gisela.
You, however, in your dark delve, you have found yourself ill-equipped to roll alone, and you have come into the company of one Temlor, a friendly oathsworn, dedicated to the greatest martial skills of the realm, and not possessed of great personal initiative. They will accompany you on your journeys ahead from the bold bastions of the citadels of safety in Arlon into the wilds of the World Mountain, where heroes are born and great riches made. But, yes.
Well, I'm all about those riches. Heroism, it can happen every now and then. Yeah. But the riches, they gotta keep coming.
We're all about the riches.
What am I even doing here?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and guess that you have not completed character generation.
I thought that was part of the process.
That's right, it is. So, we're going to learn a little bit about your backstory. At the same time, we're going to learn a little bit about Temlor's backstory, because I'm going to make Temlor as a PC to be your trusty companion. So, we've got origin, source, youth, cause, archetype, background, trappings. We've got a lot of shit to get to, right? So, before we do anything else, let's read the beginning. We're building our legend, okay? In Heroic Deeds, you don't simply, go to Chargen. You build your legend. So, in Heroic Deeds, creating characters.
Yes, let us learn the legend of Temlor.
Yes, the tell-lore of Temlor, if you will. A narrative creation process. There are dice rolls involved, but never determine an attribute directly. Instead of picking from defined races, species, heritages, etc., you'll create 5 descriptive sentences that help you framework. Once you complete those first 5 steps, it's up to you how to combine all those elements together into character ready for adventure. The first 4 sections are determined by rolling on the tables in this section. Anyone gives a role-playing challenge and some interesting outcomes. However, some players may wish to follow a certain path. You can always choose an outcome. For Temlor, we're going full random. You can pick if you want, Pat, but I think we're gonna full random Temlor to see how our knight errant came to be.
I quite like this plan. I'll feel free to veto if I think it doesn't fit the character.
In the wilds, in there was an encounter with the land of Temlor. There was someone born a long time ago in this particular land. Not Temlor, in the land of Arlorn. Temlor was born to muck and toil from the lower tier of society. A simple life on the land or cobbled streets to muck and toil. I'm gonna say Temlor was a farm boy.
Rags to riches. Love a good rags to riches story.
What if my legend is more like folklore? I just want to drift off into the deep dark forest and a big witch everyone whispers about. Well, you can become verdants. Like, this is a really crazy settings where there's a giant mountain and like extra dimensional stuff, and various creatures are only born because of the intersection of verdants with the tower. But you can play as basically this game's version of a druid, and it has like almost like halfway to animal features. It's pretty crazy. But who do they trust? Their companions. That's right, you. Temlor trusts my companions, which gives them both just a training and ride. What has the world taught Temlor? That knowledge is power. You gotta know what's up.
Okay. He's not just a rags to riches motherfucker. This guy has some dirt on someone on the higher ups.
And he's
good lord.
What is
That's
he
this guy's story.
He seeks to remove a curse.
He knows way too much.
He seeks to remove a curse. He's been dealt an evil wound and must find a way to remove it before it consumes you. That's why you're the only person who'll adventure with him. He's fucking cursed.
Wait, I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
Destroys people younger than 25. In Teleheavy, I'm really interested in the concept of a reverse Logan's Run. I'll be stealing that idea and calling a movie executive here soon. You won't be getting credit. All right. So, to remove a curse and attribute boost is a specific spell increase. Okay, so I get both of these every time. So we get Psyche and Street. So, due to his upbringing, Temlor is actually kind of streetwise. He trusts in his companions, which gives him training, which helps him fight, and ride, which helps him ride.
He's turning out a totally different and much cooler character than I initially conceived of when you introduced him.
The knowledge is power, giving him guile and lore, because he knows about and now maybe he found the lore that was powerful, and that's what fucking cursed him. But the removing the curse actually gives him vigor and lore, so he's very, very a stout body. He's training to avoid the curse, and yeah, all right. My man is double tapped into fucking lore. All right, well, let's just open up. All the attributes start at 2. The skills start at 0. You can't start with an attribute over 5 or a skill over 3, which puts it at a limit. Just pick something else instead. So, Temlor was born of toil. Muck and toil. Trusts in his companions, which is now just you. This is like the start of Dungeon Meshi when everybody else abandons.
Singular.
An oath sworn. The world taught him that knowledge is power. And what does he seek? He seeks to remove a curse. And over the course of his upbringing, right, he's gained a psyche. He's become more psychologically astute, and he's become a little streetwise. And, over the course of learning to trust his companion, he learned training. He got better with his sword to defend his companions, and he got better at riding. Because, sometimes you and the homies, there's a spark, you know what I'm saying? So we learned a little about riding. And, guile, he's had to get a little more guiley-wily and learn some more lore over the course of learning that knowledge is power. And then he gets that vigor again, his bod growing. I say again, this is his first time. And that, he's tapped up twice in lore. He has no education. He's just learning lore from the world. He's like, what's a book? I just be running into shit. Oh, of course I know the great ancient
He
lore of the
he's a
dude.
rumor monger. He knows all this lore because he's the lore guy.
My
He
man
finds
Keys
out
made
shit and
his
he
way
remembers it.
into like knowledge of the Elder Runes. This is crazy. All right. So beautiful, beautiful. So we figured out all that ish, and ancestors. We've got that. We've got that. Archetype. We are choosing the Oathsworn. Technically speaking, you can randomize it, but he's an Oathsworn. A warrior of ultimate skill and dedication who has chosen a path of martial perfection. Emboldened by their physical prowess, these fighters often lead groups of adventurers on perilous quests into dark dungeons, presumably what he was doing when he got cursed. Prowess is the given focus of an Oathsworn as it governs most martial weapons. Might's also fundamental, ensuring they are vitally able to perform feats of physical strength. I bet that's actually one of the stats that get any prowess. Or is, no, I think prowess is a skill. It's a skill. He has 1 point in training. He'll be fine. Ancestries. Human. Taller and less rocky than dwarves, but similar in appearance otherwise. The humans are the people of the Great Plains of Arlor until the verdance spread to that layer. Influenced by the great Doomirs of the dwarves, humans began to form large cultures and nations, but often in opposition. Villages, outposts, and battlefields dotted the landscape soon after. So let's get down here, if we will, to the Oathsworn. The fantasy, the age of challenge, all the forces of light battling and invading entities from either beyond. The fighter and paladin are just one class in this game. They don't really bother. Let me refresh remind me. Valid. It's a valid thing to think. The game, when creating your legend as an exceptional warrior, your 5th step details your solemn pledge. You may choose from or roll on the My Life is Pledged to table and gain the benefit listed. Oh, we're gonna figure out what his life is pledged to. In addition to the benefits from the table, you gain +1 vigor and training attributes and 3 initial talents. Okay. So vigor and training are both tapping up 1. Training we're at a 4. Vigor we're at a 4. Okay, so we're getting pretty good. And 3 initial talents. Oath techniques, take a breath, and warrior's bearing. Awesome. All right, so let's figure out what our life is pledged to here. Let's roll a d12. We have a 50% chance defending the meek. Everything else is less than that. Actually, it was a 9. A divine power +1 lore. We are at maximum starting lore. No education. Maximum starting lore for Temlor. Temlor is dedicated to a divine power. Alright, so Temlor is straight up living the paladin legend. Because in this game, there's 6 classes, and he sort of has an all killer, no filler view of game design, I would say. So, I mean, honestly, I don't even know that this is really. They don't have like the magical powers of the paladin, but in all other ways, right? Like they are a knight of the round table kind of fighter.
In all ways but physical, I'm a paladin. Smites you.
Oh, sorry, Robson, you said remember my first started thinking I suck at this. Oh, I see. You were thinking about your own performance. And so yeah, a divine power. So cursed in the process of serving a divine power, the companions they had so trusted turned their back on them. All but one wily class. Okay, so we can activate Take a Breath. You can just fucking heal yourself. That's nice. Warriors bearing means you vigor or training is the governing attribute for composure and manipulate skill checks. So you basically just intimidate people. And the Oathsworn techniques, you're able to do all sorts of bullshit. 3 techniques detailed in the ability section. You can use 1 per round. 3 initial talents. Oath techniques. Take a breath. Warrior's bearing. So we're gonna Just real.
What are you whispering?
I'm gonna make a quick note. Page folder characters. Temlor extra. Folder characters, and I'm just gonna do a quick page about extra. We're gonna just copy some of this text over. Oath. We're gonna get 3 oath techniques, so get ready for that. And instant, no cost. Take a breath. So you can just heal yourself. In the sense it's like a second wind, basically. So it's got the 5e fighter in it to that degree, much like that dog, that 5e fighter in him. And then there is Warrior's Bearing. 1 action. Costs 1 vitality. The last 10 minutes. You like mean mug. You furrow your brow so hard, mean mug so hard that you hurt yourself. But it sticks that way like a short-term Botox for 10 minutes, so that you remain mean mugging that hard. With 3 techniques in the abilities section. All right.
What?
Because you have to activate at Warrior's Bearing, right? It's an action. It costs 1 vitality, so you have to hurt yourself to do this, right?
Oh my god.
And it lasts for 10 minutes. So it must be activated. You have to hurt yourself, and it has to last for 10 minutes. And it lets you use Vigor or Training as the governing attribute for Composure or Manipulate. So it lets you both like have like a will of steel, but also intimidate people, basically. Unless, am I tripping? I think Manipulate is the skill that I'm thinking of. But yeah. So we've taken those down. Now it's time to get to our talents, and let's just go shopping, shall we? There's not a talk in this. It's just a quick start. We're gonna go to our abilities, and these are all the various skills. You can read about them. Let's look at what Manipulate does, actually. Manipulate might actually be like using tools or something, and I might be totally out my ass. Manip. I'm weirdly not seeing the Manipulate skill anywhere. That's cool. I might be tripping.
Is it a talent?
Composure or Manipulate skill checks. There's a skill called Operate, and I'm wondering if that or the change of word different Berserker move, like fighting your own beard on fire. You begin consciously mogging those around you. Absolutely heavy. No, because the thing is, there's Battle Rager, and the Battle Rager is the Barbarian, and their trick they get to pull out, right, is let's get to our boy the Battley Rager. They get roar and charge up to twice speed to get in there and fuck them up, and bellow and scream and crow in ways that draw your primal forces. So literally you scream, and you have to actually take a wound. Vitality is sort of like the HP you can sleep off. A wound is like, those are what's stacking up to kill you. You have to fucking wound yourself by just roaring that hard. It's like, have you ever heard Flyleaf, the band Flyleaf? Like, Bring Me to Life. And how, like, in interviews her voice was all fucked because she'd been doing Screamo without being very careful about the maintenance of her vocal cords. That's what you have to do. You've got to be the lead singer of Flyleaf. You have to perform. You have to see how well, like, you do acoustically. There's like a grading committee. Like, you're Conan the Barbarian screaming, like, across the way. There's people like, well, degrading the musicality of your. All right, so, but no, this is sick. Yeah, perform is for a lot of expression, ability to act, dance, sing, and play musical instruments, and encourage people to do great deeds. So it's like that bardic fantasy as well, in a sense. So it brings out the telling of tales that you have in the Lord of the Rings stuff. Again, this is a heroic fantasy game. You're going to see heroic fantasy logic here, and you're going to go for talents. You can move 3 techniques, and you begin with the talents that I believe we've already gone over. Take a breath in Warrior's Bearing. They're right here. And then Oath Techniques. So there's going to be a thing that says Techniques here somewhere. Yeah, okay. We've got Absorbing Turn, Acrobatic Vault, Brace for Impact, Bravo Feint, Duck and Cover, Duelist's Wits, Hammer Smash, Hampering Trip, Penetrating Lunge, Shield Barrage, Sword and Board, Targeteer Shift, Trick Shot, Tuck and Roll, and Wild Sweep. All of these have a specific required weapon or damage type. I don't even know what a layered weapon is, frankly. Is it like, I'm thinking of like a 3-segmented staff, but I don't think that's what it could mean. Armor. It means you're wearing armor. Until the start of your next turn, creature protection against shock by 1. Absorbing Turn, meaning like you shift such that the chainmail or whatever, I guess, like they'd have to punch through a double. Yeah, no, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Like when they would drink, they go out and drink the mushroom concoction, like go out naked or painted.
Hell yeah,
like,
I've been there, done that.
Yeah, I mean it's about the kayfabe, right? Yeah, if you're Celtic Society research, right? So we get to choose 3 of these, which is pretty generous, and it already feels. I feel Battle Master, and let me tell you, when 5e, like I'm an early player. I want to play Battle Master. I like Battle Master maneuvers. This is my shit. Hampering Trip with the chain. Oh, fuck, can you fight with chains? One moment. Where's the weapon at? Chain? It means the mobility. On a successful attack, you may spend 1 vitality to reduce the target speed to 5/1. Is there a chain type weapon? Shields provide 1 less protection against chain weapons. Where are the chain? I don't feel like we have a chain type. Okay, the flail is a chain type weapon, right? I feel like our boy is either polearm or sword. You know what I mean? He feels like that kind of a boy.
Yeah.
So unarmed.
I would almost say like I think polearm.
Yeah. Acrobatic Vault is reach, and so on the one hand we have a lot of choices. On the other hand, we're actually kind of limited because. I mean, it's not like we can have... This is for hammer smash, as if you're willing to hammer. Duelist switch is for parrying. I'm going to guess there aren't dueling hammers, although that would be a pretty cool weapon. Bro's a polearm enthusiast, knows the depth of polearm lore. Yes, Demlore's lore is entirely dedicated to cool polearms. Everything else is a fun fact tangential. So, let's see how we can spin this, because let's say that we go for a polearm. Cost 15. I'm going to guess Temblor can get it. Bulk 2. Might. He's a mighty boy, isn't he? Mm-hmm. Might is a vigor skill. He's got 4 vigor, 4 training. He doesn't care really if it's might or prowess. He's gonna make it work either way. Two-handed has reach. Is slash. A polearm suddenly unlock because like you can get wild sweep because it's 2-handed. He can get so 2-handed reach. He can get acrobatic vault because it's reach, and due to it being slash, he has access to Bravo Feint. Meaning, unless you wanted to get an armor based one. That would pretty much be our combo because there's actually not a Bravo Feint step and then make 1 melee attack against an adjacent step 5/1 and then take. By the way, every time it says 5/1, he's just listing for you feet in the traditional 5-foot square sense and then squares so that you can literally have the square written there. Personally, when I design the game, I always start out just calling things squares and saying distances be damned, go fuck yourself, figure it out. For just like pure game designism, I usually wind up cracking, but I think this is a nice compromise middle of the road. I can't improvise a chair into a weapon. I'm not campaigning. I wanted to pally be a flail fighter, but was given the longsword sharpness, so longsword galaxy is. Dueling hammers would be amazing, Robson. I mean, you could basically pull some force shit with that. Penetrating lunge. So I think not belabor this point even further than I already have. We're just going to take the things that jump at us, and I'm going to say Bravo Feint is jumping at us. Balance, or the techniques rather. Techniques.
Very excited to get my name in the ring now.
Bravo Feint. And then we're going to go for a reach weapon, acrobatic vault. So he can like fake people out and then go stab with someone else. He can like, my man is doing acrobatic bullshit in his metal armor. He's just, he got cursed, but not because he was like, you know, like run up against the wrong entity, but because there was an obviously cursed like high jump, like pole vault set, and he was like, bro, I got this. And he's like, no, it's obviously a trap. He was like, bro, I have to.
He balled too hard.
He literally balled too hard. Acrobatic vault. Acrobatic vault. That's the legend of my man, Temlor. Balled too hard. Alright. And what do we have here? Two-handed wild sweep. A successful attack. You spend 1 vitality to apply extra successes to opponents adjacent to you as a separate damage rolls. So you can just fucking cleave through them. Oh my god. You dig through, much like, you know, a certain someone. You're burning through the, drive through the ditches, burn through the witches. Those are some killer techniques for polearm, vaulting in full plate, right? My man, check him out. He's got, I want to give you a close-up on our boy here when I'm done
superhuman.
all this in. He's just
the legend.
Listen, before he did this, right, on weekends, he worked hard on his farm, and then he LARPed. He LARPed in like Hema full plate, right? So that's why Temlor can fucking pole vault dressed like this. He's dressed up like this, and you're like this, and he's just like vaulting the gaps, spinning around. Yeah, I see this man looking like a blur to outsiders while experiencing the entire filler episodes between attacks with the amount of information going through his head. Yeah, absolutely. He's 100% that bitch. He's on that level. We stand. Bar 1. Oh god. No, I can. Please hold while Lee scrolls through all the variables to figure out how to put people's hit points on.
Oh, amazing.
Line, body comp, bullshit goes. Roll. Alright, new idea. Wait, that should be bar. Yeah, it should be actually bar weird. Vigor, training, target. DC level, operate score, perform score. Current V, current W. I'm an idiot. They're right here. Vitality and wound. Aha! Update the token. And moose the token. Haha! There'll be no Xenocide this day on Temlor's watch, covered by anyone. So we're at 11 and 8, and don't discriminate. And yep. Oh wait, what's his max? He's at 8. Why is it showing he's only partially full? I'm real confused by that actually. Question mark? Temlor, you are currently at your current vitality should probably be 8. And current wounds, current vitality. What? Why? I feel like the stats that came in were slightly different. Yeah, vitality should be 11. Wound should be 8. Update token. We don't know why it's doing this, but we're assigning this token to Temlor. Okay, so let me just make sure I'm not missing anything here. We bought back up. Okay, first level D, So, deeds are very important. Fangirl review, what's up, what's up? I mean, he's not a glass cannon, actually. He can take quite a few hits. Let's just shop this boy up. Let's just shop this boy up real quick, and then move along. Explorer's kit, a trusty weapon. We're gonna ignore all that. A chain halberd, a medium shield, a traveling cloak, and a purse contained. We're just gonna play a little fast and loose with the gear. To be honest, our boy is a polearm user. Sorry, I showed up to the session with an OC. This is non-negotiable. Good point. Good point, Heroics Master. But counterpoint. I already have fan art. So OC Donuts of Steel. And we can make damage rolls, right? In our boy Temlor's sheet. What's up, Temlor? What am I doing with this? Am I gonna hit the button? Damage roll, target defense. I'm just gonna include his gear in here, and it is he's gonna have a polearm, which has the following statistics. Polearm slash 15. We'll ignore the 15. The bulk. We'll ignore the bulk. Two-handed reach. All right. Chain halberd seemed to be the armor they wanted us to start in. I don't want to bullshit the armor too bad, because I don't want to make him too strong. That being said, you only have one party member. Oh yeah. God, we'll give him a scale shirt. E and E, protection and evasion. All right, yeah. So it's harder for you to get out of the way in heavy armor, which is it's a trade-off. It gives you that trade-off for having heavier, lighter armor. So scale shirt. We don't care about its cost. We don't care about its bulk. But protection, evasion, we do care about, and then we care about weaknesses, pierce and shock, and then we call it type layered. As you might have noted earlier, there were some things we could or could not get based on doing that stuff. So, we've got our characters, Temlor extra. What are we doing with Temlor? Alright, okay. Temlor is, done. I'm not gonna say I fully understand, but let me just check and see, do you ever get to, like, up your numbers again? Like, or is it just you grab and go once? I'm gonna go to the Chargen again. Ancestry story can be built around your attribute easily. Another big difference in your deeds is that there are no bonuses as used to attributes. Ancestry, all of your capabilities derive from your legend. The trappings, adventures of trade, you get the stuff. Specials and attributes, everything's the idea is your physical description. Rolling carries a group scene. Alright,
we did it?
So that is Temlor, folks. Unless I'm terribly mistaken. And our boy Temlor, as an Oathsworn, to level up, he's gotta tick 4 boxes. He levels up when he gets all of them, but also he gets a reward every time. So there's Defend the Meek, defeat 4 opponents in combat while adjacent to a party member. Fancy Footwork, use a mobility technique in combat 4 times. Powerful Strikes, what would you do if you didn't have a mobility technique? Use an offensive technique in combat 4 times. Striker Talent. Defeat 4 opponents in melee combat. Increase your max wounds by 2. Sword and Board. Use defensive technique in combat 4 times. Reward. Give the defensive expert talent. Maybe you don't have to do all of these to reach the next level. I'd check that. His lore is high. He understands himself better than he ever could. Hero and train survive 4 battles against multiple enemies. So we're going to be leveling up like our health and stuff as we go, just by virtue of doing cool stuff. So we're probably not going to get to second level, but we are probably going to unlock some deeds, and we'll be making note of that as we go. So that's Temblor, all good to go. Pat, talk to me about our heroine Lightfinger.
Elpsith Lightfinger Morris. All right. Did you send me the PDF, by the way?
I thought that I did, but I can send it again. But
if you don't mind, I think it'd be nice for me to be able to read it alongside you while we make my character. But I mean, you know, it can work either way.
Yes. If anybody wanted to read along at home, this is free on Drive-Thru RPG, the Heroic Deeds Quick Start.
Oh shit! Nice. Didn't realize it was freely available. Right on. All right. So, do. So is there a character box for my little guy?
Yeah, so if you click Lightfinger, if you double left click on your token, actually it'll open it right up as well. So Ancestry is human, Dark Delver is the archetype, and then the rest, I mean, you know, it's time to be filled in. So are you...
I only see a black screen.
Oh, haha. I didn't realize that.
Wow, yeah. There we go.
This
I
is
see
the realm,
a lot more now.
This is the realm I was doing all that describing on.
Oh, I mean, I was watching the stream, so it worked out. Remind me how I zoom out on this thing?
Scroll wheel. Mouse.
I don't have a mouse.
Hold left control, and then you're gonna have to do whatever you do to emulate your scroll wheel. Also, yes, you do. There's a mouse up there.
I don't. I've got here. I have an old mouse. You know what? We can work with this. Let me plug this bad boy in. I haven't used Foundry in ages, so I just kind of forgot that it works like this. All right, boom, on. I've got a mouse. We're in it to win it now. Okay, where's my little guy? Are you my little guy? Where's my little guy? What is that? I don't see my guy. Oh my gosh, where's my little guy? Search actors.
You can just double left click on the token.
I'm gonna refresh because I'm seeing a black screen again.
Oh, no, you know what it is? I'm very dumb. I haven't given you ownership of your character. That would be why. Okay.
Agency!
Yeah, and vision enabled. And, yeah,
okay.
So...
Alright, yeah, no, everything's working now. Okay, woo! Alright, let me put my name in. Elpsith Morris. With 2 R's and an AU, because I'm fancy. Alright, Ancestry. What are we? That's, she is a human. And archetype. We decided she's a Dark Delver. Woo! Alright. Now, let's enter that. Okay, I still do not have the link to the PDF unless you send it to me in Discord. I have. You did not. Okay. It's all good. We can do it live. What is the thing going on with the I was born, I trust, blah, blah, blah?
So, this is your legend as a heroic hero, of course. There's a legend of your rise as a hero. So what it means is basically you can either roll each of these or select them, but there is not a free selection of skills and stats. Each one of these is a composite stat skill up. You get 1 stat and 1 skill up each time you go through one of these 4 stages. And basically you can just pick the ones you want, or you can roll them. You can roll and decide you don't like it and pick instead. But it is your legend. Figure out the
Okay,
base using it for
so
what's Arkan? Is Arkanforge related to Forge? I just figured out that the basics. Oh yeah, the Roll20 to Foundry jump was big for us as well. Yeah. So what were you born to do?
Lee, I still do not have the PDF, so if you could read those to me or
It's in your
something.
Facebook DMs. Oh, what the fuck? No, it's not.
No, it is not.
I mean, I would just look at it for a moment. Sorry, it doesn't seem like it wanted to. Did I send it to a different chat? Anyway, it should have derived. Confirm that you see that. Hello?
Ah, there it is. Thank
It
God.
wasn't showing
All
up
right,
on one of the devices.
cool.
Okay.
We're so prepared, everybody. We know what we're doing. All right. Goodness. Telling me the site can't be. Oh, there we are. All right, what page is this on?
It is on page.
Oh man, the art for
14.
this is
If
gorgeous.
you type in the number into the PDF bar, 14 will get you there.
Your legend. I was born. Okay, there we go. Now I can read them. I was born to rule a kingdom in blood and flame beneath the earth, to muck and toil, a prophecy and portent beneath a dark star, among the clouds, amid storm and thunder, of iron and steel, to wealth and decadence, in long into rank and file. All right, let's see. Let's say in a long shadow. I was born to a long shadow. I have +1 training, and actually no, that's like, I don't know. That's maybe a little too edgy. I think she's a little bit more happy-go-lucky as a scoundrel. Not wealth and decadence. Good heavens, she wishes. Would it be to muck and toil?
The lap of luxury.
I feel like to muck and toil works. It just fits her character more than anything else. Let's go with that. Even though it's a repeat, I think it's fine.
It's where you met, you know? So it's a +1.
We were born to different mucks and toils. Now, like, he was born to one muck and toil. I was born on the other side of the muck and toil.
Alright,
A little bit of street warfare.
A +1 to your street. Alright, moving on. You trust.
All right. Am I doing that, or did you add that?
I did it.
All right, I will do it. Oh, you did? You did?
Yes.
Okay. I will trust you to do that then. I trust Lee to edit my character sheet. Only the truth. I seek truth or knowledge, blah, blah, blah. A greater power. The gods are real. My own 2 hands. I'm very practical and self-sufficient. I think we know which one I'm going for already. The weakness of others. Ooh, okay, damn. Dickish, like that. Naught but steel. In the natural order, the verdants brought fauna and flora to the world mountain. It should be respected and revered. I want to learn more about the verdants. It seems very interesting. All right, in my companions, in a 6th sense, what I can see before me, in the rule of civilization, in coin, in the stars. Alright, let's say I trust in coin. Nothing makes things go smoother like a little bit of the bling bling. So I get a bonus to my guile and deceive.
Alright, I'm plussing
The world
guile
taught me.
and plussing for deceive.
Let's see. The world taught me. Your youth is the 3rd step in your legend and reveals something about your upbringing. The world taught me a dark truth. Your eyes were opened to something foreboding of a magical or political nature. How do you cope? Well, that's an excellent question. I haven't quite figured that out yet. Thank you. Loyalty is rewarded. to live by my wits. I think we're probably gonna go with that. It's always the third one with me. It's always like, yeah, that one sounds about right. Hard work pays off. Okay. To help others in need. Oh, that's cute. Honestly, that's kind of like the underside that death comes soon. The world taught me the old ways. Creepy. Watch my back. Yeah, that sounds about right. Knowledge is power. A wise decision. Action must be taken. Right. Forewarned is forearmed. Sounds a little bit like knowledge is power. That power corrupts. True. Alright. I think the world taught me to live by my wits. Guile and observe. Alright, the fourth step.
I've got
see.
cream soda and pretzels, and it's a lot like beer and pretzels.
Huh?
Our style of play, Pat. So what did the world teach you?
The world taught me, that, the world taught me to live by my wits.
Right,
so I get
observe.
guile and observe.
So we're up to 4 guile, and we have 1 point in observe. So that's pretty stellar. So.
She's
right.
just like me. I'm just like her.
What do you
We're both totally terribly damaged.
Yeah, I agree. Usually Tuesday night game seems to have fallen through again, so I might go out for a while at least.
What happened?
Carrion's talking about.
I see.
I'm sorry to hear that, Captain
Thank
Carrion,
you for
but
joining us.
At least we can provide you with comfort for just a little while.
Indeed. Sit back and relax, put your feet up and bask in the fire, and join us for heroic deeds. Alright, sorry, let me get back to reading through my character thing. I see. My cause is the 4th step, and hints towards the motivation that drives me to adventure. What do I seek? Forbidden knowledge? Revenge! Fame and fortune? To save my people! To destroy evil. Ultimate power! A better life. Oh. A noble end. A worthy opponent. Oh. To end an era. Oh, damn. The chosen one. To remove a curse. Okay. Alright. These are all portentous. I think that she seeks a better life. And kind of gets in the way of herself each and every time. She doesn't quite understand, how to achieve a better life. Because she gets into a town and she just starts making a mess of herself in front of everybody.
Guile and 1 craft. So you're otherwise useless in training, but you can sort of futz with things. And guile, your max stat. You're maxed on the stat for guiley, wily ways. So you are the best.
Oh yeah, baby.
That's sort of the crime stat, really, sort of like the clever boy, clever girl stat. So you're doing good. Okay.
Oh, love she guiling.
And now you choose an archetype, by which I mean you are a dark delver, and we just will go to the dark delver. Ooh, the delver in the dark delver. All right, so sort of like maybe a cavernous zone, like a dark Denver. All right. What do you delve?
Denver.
What do you delve in search of?
Let me see. Ancient treasures, lost dwarven city, enemy. I think I want to find mythic relics. Sounds fun.
A mythical relic.
I seek mythic relics. Yeah.
Usually +2 weird. I think weird might have changed and become occult at some.
somewhere in the doom here.
Well, all of those.
I have the first of many clues to its location. Ooh, fancy.
All of those are skill. Magical, composure, weird, lore, weird. Lore,
Man, I'm loving this. Also, I'm really digging my character. I'm gonna have so much fun playing this.
A weird D4 check. Weird. No, weird is listed as a skill here. The skills are arcane, deceive, and weird under occult. Did I just occult? Oh, it's literally weird. I'm just okay. Yeah. All right. So you got a character with your whole setup, and you can have an artifact because you're a dark delver. We're gonna get into that. But first, let's take a full look at all of the stuff you get and the game. You are you gain a +1 to your guile and train attribute. So because we're already at the top, I'm gonna pump that point into training, and then you have a free spend anywhere you want. I will say this about that. Let me just be really sure, because several of these stats derive, right? Vigor. Okay, so vigor determines your wounds, and your vigor, psyche, and training together are your vitality, which is sort of your softer hit points. So right now you've got a 2 in vigor, and that would get you more wounds, making it harder for you to die. And speed, isn't it? Speed, the first number is the number of feet is equal to your guile or vigor multiplied by 5. So you're already maxing on guile speed. Yeah, I mean.
So you think vigor would probably be a good way to put it? Because I was thinking weird, maybe.
So weird is a skill under the occult stats. You want to up your occult? It'll help you deceive people as well.
Oh, yeah. Let's go with that, for sure.
Alright, so we got the bump in training, we got the bump in occult. So... Okay. And so you gained the initial talents Elusive Shift, Natural, Survivor, and Relic Hunter.
Oh yeah.
And navigation. Starting Dark Delvers with a Thieves Kit, Leather Jerkin, Leather Jerk-Offkin, and a bunch of other shit I'll put in chat. And let's take a look. Oh right, here's the Big Lebowski. Relic Hunter. Be with one relic of your choice. The item is powerful and attuned to you. It will not work for anyone else. It can be stolen from your person, however you so look after it. Ancient Dwarven Magitech doesn't grow on trees. They all have a minor, sometimes passive function, and a major function that only works in a limited way or a number of times per day. Dark Delvers are collectors by nature, and as they explore, gather bits of bobs, don't necessarily appreciate the occasion when deeds are completed. You might find one of these oddities are in fact relics that are bound to you and only manifest at higher levels. Okay, so Natty Survivor, character creation. Oh, this is just at character creation. Choose one of the following. Choose to increase 2 of the following skills: Observe, Shadow, Might, or Operate. So that's just skill points. Do you want to be better at perception, following people, being strong, and I want to say operate is how you use like mechanisms and shit. But I'll just go be.
What does Shadow do?
Operate is how you shoot crossbows. So Shadow is following people. It's shadowing people. Oh. Shadow is your general stealth ability. It's for stealthing. It's for sneaking around.
Okay. Well, I don't have any in that, do I? I feel like as a dark delver, I should have at least one rank of Shadow.
All right, so we're tapping up Shadow, and then you're choosing 2 of those to gain an advance in. So, Operate is for like siege weapons, crossbows, and firearms. Might is for being strong and like physical saves, and Observe is perception. You want to tap up your perception again? You'd be really fucking observant.
Let's go with that.
All right, that's okay. You could succeed in a really ignore whatever the fuck. All right, so you're good. You're real good at it. You're real good. That's your stuff. Okay. And elusive shift. Let's make a quick journal entry for your character. I don't want another folder. I want a little journal entry. Light fingers stuff. Extra. And you, elusive shift. You have an amazing, almost uncanny ability to evade harm and be in the right place at the right time. So, trigger is a reaction. The cost of vitality, the duration is instantaneous. So you have to hurt yourself to really quickly not get hit. Used when you are a target of a successful attack or a hazard that targets your evasion defense. Increase your evasion by 2 before the effect strength is rolled. Once the effect is resolved, you may take a free step. Relic Hunter. What we're going to go do is we're going to go to the section of relics. The section
I just looked through it, and I'm thinking of the 5 listed here, the temporal capacitor sounds perhaps the most useful, although I'm toying with potentially the provisional bilocator, which also sounds super useful.
Alright, so you are, it'll help you with initiative, and you can also use it to either boost your own actions on a turn, or give it one action to a friendly. And the other one is the provisional bilocator.
Which helps with evasion.
So that increases your evasion armor, and then until the beginning of your next turn, you are present in 2 locations. The other being a location you select within sight. Either version of you may use actions and be attacked. Once the effect ends, you must select one of the locations. You may use this number of times equal to your attack level plus 1. Ooh, I mean, they both seem really cool.
I think the temporal capacitor.
I hope the storms are okay, Ollie.
I'll be Doctor Who in it.
Your provisional bilocating?
Yep. No, temporal capacitor.
Oh, alright. The time load. So the temporal minor is this. And now let's talk about the major, which is this. By which I mean I'm gonna go copy paste it. Yeah, where's the major? Oh. Okay. So that brings us to the elusive shift, natural survivor, and relic hunter are your talents. Okay. The rest of the shit is just I put it in chat, but you have that gear. So I'll make note of that here, and we'll look it up as it matters, basically.
All right.
And
let's get to it then. Temlor and Elpsith.
All right, so let me
going on a grand mission.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, you're in a seedy bar, a tavern, if you will, the kind of place where one might find an employer. And you're here to meet with a nondescript man. A man whose definition slides right off of you. He's already in the corner, in fact. You see him. He's very nondescript.
Wow.
Temlor, you know, gives you the nod from within his armor and says, I'll be by the bar. And, you know, leaning his pole over by the wall, he goes and, you know, grabs a drink. So the nondescript man awaits you in the corner.
All right. Well, Elpsith saunters over and
beneath a
kind of
dark hood, you see a pair of eyes that appear black and white in a hatched pattern, as if though a fluttering weave of net across an ethereal milky white, a black stitch like rope or cloth. emerges. Their face, so nondescript as to be impossible to describe, but pale, certainly pale, with a flesh tone that distinguishes it from the milk white of the eyes. Their mouth opens, and there is a hum, not unlike that of a swarm of insects, as they say to you, Josella has failed. We require another to retrieve the scepter of vapors. Bring it to us, and yours will be an unending treasure. Be warned, the verdance has pierced that layer. And their eyes, impossible to quite see the center of, hatched as they are, flit around, and nonetheless there is a hang before they say, there is rumor of another who headed there. They call them the Architect. A naive young fool, but with great knowledge. Bring them back alive, and an appropriate bonus can be arranged. And with that, he adds this figure underneath adds, be warned, there are dangers. You seek the baths of Lament, the place a decadent empire fell. Seek it well, but delve cautiously. Meet us by the headstone at the edge of the wood when you have the scepter. So, obviously, this is a very pleasant, nondescript man you just talked to. This isn't your first time talking to strange people in taverns, and you know a thing or two about negotiating such scenarios. So,
yeah, usually they just outright tell me what they want, and I say, you got it, buddy.
Arrival in the One moment.
I'm a very skilled negotiator. Usually the negotiating's about the price, obviously. The fact that I'll do pretty much any job given to me is kind of granted.
Intimidate or twist them to your advantage.
Such is the way of a road traveler such as myself.
Alright, so you're not even going to bother with insight. You're just like, fuck it.
I mean, no, she wants to know for sure what the hell's going on, but she's definitely just gonna go ahead with it one way or another.
Insight. I'm not quite alright. I'm not sure what's going on here, but here's how all blah, 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 stuff works, right? So, all targets, I might fuck this up, my apologies, future Pete watching this, but all target numbers that you have to hit at or above on a d12 roll begin at 13. You then subtract your stat and any skill points from it. So, Lightfinger, you have 3 in Psyche, 0 in Insight. That means you have a target of 10. So, we're going to roll 1d12. And you are going to miss by 1. You feel like there might be something, but there's an unnerving flicker to the patched rope eyes of the indistinct man. And he says, we're done here. And holds up a hand as if though to summon a waiter.
All right. I suppose we are.
Yeah, as you say that you turn.
I will be done, and I'll get you your scepter, and hopefully obtain your guy for you. and we'll be meeting you at the tombstone.
You
Just
say
like you said.
you say this as you head, like you look over at what you think is like the summoned tavern wench, and he looks over at you and says, "Did you want something?" And you look back and you see the indistinct man is already gone.
Yeah, I'm not paying his tab.
Whose?
Good. I'm fine, thanks.
All right. So, Lightfinger, 8 and a 4. Oh, it's because I'm wrong about which bar is which, and I'm a silly boy. Okay. Lightfinger.
I've never confused one for another. They all know me, and I need to know intimately which to avoid casualties.
So, you are here, in the realms of Arlorn, in a likely city, castle structure, and you're in the tavern at the lowest ring, and outside, what were once vast plains have been somewhat infested by verdants, but still somewhere pretty safe. You're not out in the true wilds and exploratory zones yet. Temlor kind of looks over and says, "Did it go what? Did it go well?"
Yes, as well as it usually goes. We've been assigned to enter the Baths of Lament, a former luxury iron establishment in the Fallen Empire, which has been, sunken into disuse and corrupted by the verdants. And we're to acquire a scepter of vapors, and maybe Sarby adventurer name I already forget from Errol.
Temlor is incredibly cracked at lore, and so he actually gets this as he says, "Oh, the Baths of Lament. Yes. I believe that to supply the baths, it's connected to a canal that has since sunk down to the level of. If we were to move through the ancient waterways, we could probably come upon the ruin from the side."
Sick! Hell yeah! I love that! Good on you! Thanks for thinking about that.
Of course.
I was just gonna walk in through the front door.
Yes, well. And he says, "Well, that's what you're here for and what I'm here for. We're companions, after all. Dear fellows to the end. Fellow and lass.
I'll be your fellow if you need me to.
I appreciate your flexibility in all matters, slightly less the morality, but we're working on it."
Which one of us?
Ho! Well, cursed time's a-wasting. He slaps the table down with some coppers and says, "We'll be off."
Alright, let's get to it.
Alright, the two of you walk out, and there's a great and wide realm before you, and you must travel to the edges of civilization. Before you do, let me see. Okay. So, you are aware of the entrance to the dungeon that Temlor told you about, and you know vaguely where the Baths of Lament are supposed to be. You could just go there and see if there's an entrance. You could try and take the way that Temlor knows about, and you got a vague warning that verdants might be present. Do you do any other research before riding out, or are you just you're going for it?
Going for it.
All right.
Respond on cue when shit goes south.
All right. Do you have a mount that you ride?
I like to think she rides on Temlor's back.
Okay, so Temlor has a trusty steed. He says, "Let us mount!" And you hop aboard the mare, and you ride through the increasingly dense woad. And as it turns out, Temlor's all about the riding life, with So that would be 5, which would mean he wants an 8, which means... Yeah, so unfortunately, however, his horse gets kind of like tired and tuckered out, and you have to leave it at a barn like a while ago. So you find yourselves where heroes are born. You're racing across the mountains, journeying through the lands, getting the light turned on so you can actually fucking see anything. You're where the heroes are born. You approach the great and mighty world mountain. And, it's kind of annoying, because you have to, you know, like, climb and shit. Tenlor's like, I'm no good in all this armor, haha. How good are you at survival? You're not good at survival. Temlor attempts to guide you as best he can through the muck and mire. He needs, 9. He gets it, with some successes. With some extra successes, Temlor takes you, and the two of you find your way. And you see what appears to be a big old hole in the ground, and there's sort of like burbling like steam and suggestions of a hot bath below. And but Temlor also, you know, as he's surviving around, uncovers a way down to the waterway, and Temlor says, "This is around where the place should be. Do we drop down through that hole, or do we gesticulate circle around?"
You pitched the idea of going by the canal, right?
I did. I think it would allow us to take our bearings and be sure of what's ahead of us.
I think that's the wiser decision to make. Let's venture forth towards the canal rather than dropping anchor here.
Quite right.
But it is good to know where this location is, in case we need to find out how to get out of here quickly.
He nods. Alright, so, alright, that's a little too intense. The two of you sneak around and slowly but surely make your way, global illumination, into a canal. Alright. Do you think you or Temlor goes first?
I always make sure that somebody armored is in front of me.
Alright, so he's got his sword out. I'm trying to hit... Yeah, okay, so you're coming over here. Alright. So you see this, right?
Mm-hmm.
My internet connection is unstable. Yay. Hopefully that's not
mine
a
is
problem.
too.
Hopefully that's not a problem. I just got flashed by Streamlabs. You notice a strange sort of like coppery teal mist wafting out of this hole. These gray bits show that there's like, you know, slide of destruction, and Temlor kind of holds up a hand and points as if though to be like, you see that shit?
I do. Is not natural by the looks of it. Or maybe too natural. Could be the Burtons. Describe it for me again. You said it was kind of like a wafting emanation of some sort.
Yeah. So here's what you see, right? You are in the canal. Trickling waters flowing from elsewhere along a well-carved canal with geometric patterns evocative of dwarf craft run through a 10-foot wide, 10-foot tall passage. To the west, natural caves and canal intersect where you have arrived from. The canal itself is only 1 foot deep here, the waters flowing through pipes and small crevasses even. The waters look a little off here, in fact. I'm gonna make a... So, roll me a d12. Type /roll space 1d12.
Okay. Let me open my character sheet.
This is gonna be a weird test.
Um...
So you want to hit a 9 or higher.
Yeah, do you mind rolling for me? I don't think my character sheet's working right now.
It's fine.
Thanks.
So you don't feel anything in particular about that, but you do
That does
see a
not look like a good roll,
strange
yeah.
eminence. Yes, a strange tealish mist that seems to be suffusing the area.
Where is it coming out of this location that I can see?
Yes, so it is this strange color area.
Okay. Well, I think Lightfinger's the curious type, and I'm gonna try and get like maybe Tahirish, ideally with Temlor, shadowing me to some extent. And I want to, when I get around here,
shadow. You're trying to sneak, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna roll another d12.
I would like to be sneaky, and then I would like to be observing. Perceptive.
Success. Paired with 2 ranks needs 9. Oh wait, the base target for a skill test is 11. It is modified down by the number of ranks the character has in the skill being tested. I might be doing the rolls wrong. One moment. Difficulty. Let me look at this. Yeah, it might be only skill matters. Never mind. All right. Pretend I knew what I was talking about. I'm gonna say you still pass this shadow though. You approach sneakily with guile, and you peer into the miasma. Unseen, you get a view of a strange person wearing a mask, a very revelous mask, as if though they were some decadent partygoer. Yes.
Interesting.
And they're clad in ancient garbs and robes and face-obscuring party mask. And
Getting some bad vibes from this, Chief.
Temlor's behind you with the polearm. You can use it to vault the waters.
I kind of like whisper over to him. There's some fun going on. There's people with masks and their revelry and such, and none of it looks none of it looks normal.
Temlor says, "Oh my, Bella, suppose we should go in. Give them."
Let's try sneaking around to the other side. Maybe there's another entrance.
Alright, so you managed to successfully sneak past. You get the sight that there's probably 3 people in there. 2 of them look like less fancily dressed masked people. And
interesting.
So it terminates here, but it comes to a point where the it's obviously flowing to a lower level. And based on the steam above ground, it must be going to some sort of a heated hot baths nearby.
So we could probably try to use the water then to go to a lower level, is what you're saying.
Yeah, the problem is that the passageway of the water is 1 foot high.
Okay, so basically that's not an option.
Unless you have some way to become like water, yes.
That'll be pretty sick, but we're not there yet. Okay, looks like we don't have another choice.
Alright, and the
go on
mist seems pretty thick. Do you do anything about it before entering?
Yeah, that's probably not great to breathe. I think she's gonna cover her face, give herself a kind of quick scarf, face mask.
All right, so you mask up, and eventually even dampen a little in the waters. They've stopped the mist. All right. So.
Just, first line of defense.
All right. So, do you let Temblor go in first?
I might try to go in first, on the sneakier side and see if I can't somehow shadow in and have Temblor as my backup. I might also maybe try and talk my way.
Roll me a d12. Roll space 1d12 in the chat.
Okay.
Chat bubble on the top right, you need to chat.
1d12.
All right.
Not sneaky.
Yeah, let me just check the rules and see. Is there something you typically do that can alter?
Not every system has a way to alter your roll once you put it out.
Difference between...
And that's valid. Change star stunts. Releasing Thursday. You thought we were advertising heroic deeds tonight? No! Change stars, baby!
I am very, 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 very silly. Thank you for wiring the lead. This is a very important part of this game that I've been neglecting. So you know how the success number isn't modified by the stat at all? That's because the stat is how many dice you roll. You should be rolling, for all guile tests, 5d12. Roll 4d12 now.
Okay.
I was thinking,
amazing.
Wow, we don't have that great of a... Every time you roll a skill check, one of the dice is considered the hero die. It has to be nominated. We'll say your first one is your hero die. If you roll any successes, any die with the value that matches the hero die will count as an extra success.
Right on. Okay. I see. Alright. It's all coming together. Alright, so I roll how many more dice?
4d12.
That makes sense. Oh, look at that. 29.
Beautiful. That's a 12. Some things would care if that happened, but here we don't. Point is, you sneak in with multiple successes, and are there any relevant defenses here? Defiance.
Imperceptible.
Evasion. Oh, I don't really think so. And let me just check the guile on these guys.
I got the Rangers to go alone.
This sort of masked reveler's guile is which would mean which would mean a dangerous to go alone. Alright, let me resolve that in just a moment. Okay, so this kind of starts up as you sneak in through the mist, right? And you enter into the room. I'm going to describe it really fast and then describe what the dangerous to go alone is. So, you've entered into this chamber, yeah? And it is a chill chamber. There are lounge cushions and silk draped over benches and floor of a long room with a distinctly chilly air. The roof has an elegantly arched, smooth finish with blue and white curved tiles depicting the personification of ice, breathing out over a huge mass of half-robed figures. The masked traveler was sort of sat watching over you, but some cushions and silks were pushed up over here. As you step through, you see his vision come up, and then with the dangers to go alone, you slide behind the cushions as you are in the curled up zone next to these two here, enjoying the mist. And you also see they have some copper cups with water in it. Water that looks very teal green tainted. And
yeah, there's some verdant shit going on here.
Well, you don't
Maybe.
Smell. Oh, I mean, maybe.
I don't know. I don't know how to identify verdants correctly, but I'm assuming.
All right, so Temblor's outside, and he's waiting for a signal. For now, he's just hanging back. What do you want to do?
All right. Well, let's see if Okay, so I did get through here. Can I see into this room? Do I see anything?
You can see what you can see from here, and I can tell you the description of the room. But if there's something in, say, the top left corner, then you can't see it from where you are yet.
I'm kind of looking for one of these masks so that I can just pretend I'm one of these guys.
You see there's a tall vaulted room with stone benches and sign of wear on the stone from eons of sweat, and a stench to match it wafts from there. But you might be able to get in there and see what's up. Appears to be a hallway to the south, some sort of like a wash basin to the further in here in the middle of this. So yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna try to get into here. Do I have to do a different sneak?
No, I'm gonna say you just get there. So, you see tied up in the corner appears to be a young, naive-looking elf who looks at you pleadingly. A silk belt has been tied around their heads. A silk belt has been tied around their head with its metal ring forcing their mouth open. They make a loud, indistinct sort of a sound like and that sound somewhat alerts this person who starts to walk over here. What's your plan? Someone's coming to investigate the sound this person made when they saw you.
Well, I think probably a quick kind of grab and silencing sort of maneuver. Maybe like starting the combat with a, stab to the back. Because I'm, like, right behind the door.
Alright. Roll me 5d12.
Alright.
Your target is 10. Yeah, once again. So, this feller right here walks in and, fairly unastutely looks at this person and is like, "Oh, and you're in position. You want to go for the stab?"
Yep, let's do it. Now this is a way I can get one of those masks.
Mm-hmm.
If this isn't a coup de grace, I really want to. Yeah, I'm hoping this is a coup de grace.
Mm-hmm. So, you go for the shot. Here's what happens. It's only the damage. You're gonna make an attack on your friend here, right? What that means is you're going to test with the relevant skill. You have a dagger, I believe, from your kit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me tell you all about the dagger. It's an item. It's going to be in trappings. It's going to be a weapon, melee dagger. Okay, so it's going to be prowess. So make a prowess roll. Which, for you roll 3 dice for prowess. Okay.
Let's see. 3D, not a great lineup.
Well, here's the thing, right? You when you are attacking, are you can do a little something. All right. Defenses. These attributes provide target numbers for different hazards to threaten your character's safety. So, you're striking at the toughness of your target by virtue of stabbing them with a dagger, right? So, normally, the toughness of your target is an 8+. However, which means you would hit 1. However, they're at a -3 because you are attacking from the shadows. Haha. And so you get an extra success, which means you're going to roll the damage dice twice. I'm going to click on you, your damage roll, target defenses, damage dice 2, and the defenses are going to be, I think, and I'm not 100% sure on how the auto roller works, if I'm going to be honest, so let me just really quickly...
1 equals 4 and 12.
What does the S mean for a weapon? So the damaging, right? Combat roll damaging. With a successful attack, you roll a number of dice equal to the weapon's strength minus the defender's protection value. Oh, okay. The strength of a dagger is 4. You roll a number of dice equal to the strength minus the protection value. And what is the protection value of this fella? I see none. I don't think there is one. Okay. An attack that reduces a creature to 0 vitality but has more damage to deal does not overlap onto wounds.
Done.
So remember that you also get a +1 for every success rolled on the attack. The resultant dice are supported with the target's defense. Are rolled with the target's defense as the target number. Melee is opposed toughness. Oh. Okay, I fucked up. Let me just check really quick how you make an attack one more time. So, let's get some fight going. All right. So you're attacking, right? You've got a dagger. You try and stab someone. They get stabbed. They're sad about it. They cry. Blood goes over. Thank you for watering the Lee.
Do they cry though? Because I was really trying to avoid that.
THX sounds, you know what it is. Combat rolls. What am I up to here? Okay. Make a melee ranged attack is skill required for the weapon multiple attacks. Okay. So we're gonna ignore this and just let you have hit them a bit, but technically speaking, you're supposed to make a regular test, and then the thing that I had you do is you roll your weapon's many dice against the number that I had you shoot at. Damages to taken from brutality and then wounds. The resultant dice are rolled
We'll get it right
with the target's
the second
defense
time.
as the target number and the melee's opposed toughness. Okay, I'm gonna say you've clearly fucked up this guy, and like he's got blood going everywhere, and you think that he's down to. You think you've gone through his vitality, and he just has wounds. Or actually, rather, you feel like they don't have vitality, but they had 3 wounds, and now they have 1. Another hit's gonna finish them, but they do cry out. Your buddies are alerted, Temlor is alerted, and now we get to learn how initiative works in this system, because I am a very well-prepared guy. Okay. Each side either rolls observe or tactics as an opposed roll. Okay. I would say you're taking point for your party right now, so you're gonna make an observe skill check, which means, if I click this, does it just work? Total 2. Alright, yeah. So you get 2 successes. And, this fun friend here with a guile of 4, 12, gets 1 success, you get 2. Okay. So what this comes down to is you had the more according to Keikaku, and you would add a 2 to your initiative roll anyway, because you surprised them. You get to act first. Your side goes first, and so we're just gonna put you on the combat tracker, even though we don't care about the numbers. And light finger. Oh, this is not the combat thing that I thought it was. So,
All this is to say, I don't think I have them in one shot.
yeah, so these guys have to get up and get their daggers and say, someone is a... And then Temlor like charges in, polearm in hand, and says, "Ha-ha! I've at you!" And comes out here, polearm swinging and swanging.
I've ambushed them better myself.
His polearm is a might weapon, I'm all but certain. Yeah, so he's just swinging wildly. He gets one success, and he takes one vitality to apply extra successes to opponents. Oh, he doesn't have any extra successes. He doesn't do that. He just janks the next guy next to him, assuming, of course, that if you're fighting them, they must be bad guys. So, you know, you keep it nice and straightforward for him.
I don't know anything about them. Except that they kidnapped a guy. That is actually a pretty good sign that they're bad guys, so.
And he has an 8 strength weapon, so he rolls 8d12. He just, he hacks this guy and he goes down bleeding. You know, quite probably dead. And, yeah, so that's Temlor's turn, and now it's yours. You get your turn before the enemy side acts. What would you like to do? And you have 3 actions, I should explain. And you have a few things you can do with them. You can aim to gain 1 die on a ranged attack. You can attack to make a melee or ranged melee attack task. Blah, blah, blah. You can actually make multiple attacks on a turn, but you start to have harder and harder difficulty that makes it basically impossible. You can step, which moves 1 5-foot step and won't provoke attacks of opportunity. You can move, which moves your speed. You can hold, which is a prepared action. Or you can take cover to make it harder to shoot at you. Or use an item or a device or a tool. Also, don't you have the thing that helps your initiative anyway? The relic?
Yes, I do.
Alright, and you can use that relic if you want. So,
I should.
yeah, for the most part, I'm going to guess you want to stab him, right?
Yes.
Okay,
To be clear, I want this man dead.
Okay, so I believe the dagger is a prowess weapon, yes? It is. So open up your sheet by double clicking on yourself, and then just click on the prowess button in the bottom right.
Sorry?
Double click on yourself to open your sheet, and then click on the button that says prowess. Bottom right. More watering the league. It's under training on the far right.
Yeah, Lee, my character sheet is not working. Slash, it is not put in correctly. So, can you tell me how many numbers I should be rolling?
I clicked it for you. You hit him.
Okay.
Roll 40-12 to see how much you damage him.
All right.
You want to hit an 8 against this guy's toughness.
Okay. All right. I've
An
got
8 and a 9. You stab him down.
8 and a 9.
I had so many cool abilities, and then he's dead.
Hell yeah.
You've shanked a man. No idea whether or not he's guilty or what have you. That was one action. You have 2 more actions. You could move. You could do an interact. You want to move up and like untie this person?
Yeah. Let me take that mouth thing off.
You're trying to do it quickly. We'll call it a craft roll. You succeed. You take the mouth thing, you unbind them. You're like, oh my goodness, have you come to save me?
That depends. What's your name?
My name is Hotch. Hotch the Architect, they
And
call
out of
me.
character. Is it the character we were dispatched to rescue?
Not the one, but one who was mentioned as a bonus.
Yeah, okay. That is the one that I was. Yes, I am here to rescue you. However, I'm also here to do a number of other things. So if you don't mind tagging along with us while we accomplish our goals, that would be greatly appreciated.
Alright. So. Like, of course. And so this guy is like, whoa. And he steps out.
Fight?
He steps out to go, like, cry out to others and, like, summon more fighters. Temlor, however, swings.
Oh, no!
It swings and cuts down with 2 successes. This guy's, technically speaking, we do check to ensure that something hit. Yeah. Some damage got dealt. Dead. Having provoked the op from Temlor. And Temlor sort of rushes in, spouted in blood, and says, "My, something strange. There seems to be mist leaking out of their corpses." And you see there is sort of like a weird teal copper mist kind of coming out of them. And Temlor says, "I suggest that we move quickly. It seemed that they were running for reinforcements. There's probably more of them around here."
Sorry, you came in a little roboty there. What was that last bit?
Suggest that you move the fuck along because there's probably more coming.
Yes, that is a wise decision. Hey, Hotch, why did these guys tie you up like that? I say as I like pry the mask off the one guy.
So Hotch is kind of like, "I'm sorry, my mind's a little fuddled. They've been forcing me to breathe in so much of this air." And,
yeah, we should probably get you out of this. I take the mask off the one guy, if possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you pry his mask right off. You see his eyes are a little the whites of his eyes have turned like teal.
Interesting. And is he otherwise a human though?
Yeah, although he does show some signs of like copper poisoning on closer inspection.
All right. Well, let's get while the getting's good. Looks like there was potentially something over here. Is this a door that we can go through?
Yeah, and also, so Temlor is like panting kind of heavily, right? And he actually has to make a composure roll. Although he activates his thing that lets him use might for this. But it doesn't work. So, he's like starting to feel a little strange. And he's actually somewhat impacted, as it looks like he's going to have a harder time with psyche-based tests. He still like staggers a bit. Hotch follows up behind and says, "The main baths are to the south, and this is like a collapsed pathway that looks like it would go down deeper. Additionally, in this room, you see what appear to be clothes that you might be able to put on that look a lot like the revelers. Although you've already pried off a mask, everyone could get dressed up."
Brilliant. All right. Over here.
Nice. So you want to move in here and get everyone dressed up?
Mm-hmm. Get over here,
Okay.
Hotch.
The changing room. Simple stone benches and alcoves with room for any people's effects, with extra compartments below for sandals. Bone carved and soaked with copper-tinged water have faint teal glowing runic scrawls upon them. Bones are piled neatly in a corner. Many nooks for storing clothing now house wine-stained robes and interesting masks, ranging from angelic to natural to demonic in their mien. Yeah, so you want to pull on these robes. You're going to have to sell it a little. It's going to be a deception or a performance. But you and the whole gang can get somewhat disguised. Although, there's the problem of Temlor's armor kind of makes it hard for him to be effectively disguised like that. So there's the question of how you want to handle that, by telling him to hang back or what. Right now you're not in the miasma and having to worry about that.
Yeah, I think having him stay a little back. I could. So like there are some cloaks and stuff that they're potentially wearing, right? Can I
Yeah, but
like
like it'll
blanket
be pretty
his?
clear that he's like covered in metal armor underneath it. It'll be too
Yeah,
bulky.
yeah, yeah. Okay. So just have him kind of stand back
Yeah.
and
Yeah, so
look like
you and
he's,
Hotch get dressed
the
up,
guy.
and to the south, you can see two revelers who are kind of like look like they're looking in a direction that isn't where you are. But you hear footsteps coming from around that corner.
Hmm.
Temlor says, "I will away and await your sign," and he kind of like hides around this corner.
Yeah.
Drags his body in
Okay,
here.
maybe don't breathe in too much to that. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so Hotch and Lightfinger are together, and Hotch looks at you furtively, and yeah, what do you want to do?
Take
As you hear the
charge here.
footsteps.
We are revelers first and foremost, and don't speak until spoken to. Match their cadence.
As you're saying
Between
this,
you and me, we are looking for a scepter. Don't tell them that, though.
as you're seeing a patrol of masked revelers comes out passing these two. They come up, and the Scion leading them takes you in, up and down, and he looks you up and down and says, "What is your business in the changing room? Have you just arrived?"
So did I see them? What manner of revelry are they engaged in here?
So like
as-
they were
as
kind of like
reference?
chilling in their like cool outfits in the other room. And then you just you didn't see them like drinking
guys?
wine or anything. They had really nice cups. Although it seemed like it might have been water, but a strange one. And you know that Hotch is kind of like not steady on their feet, almost like they've had a bit too much to drink, but more cerebral,
Fill their drinks.
more like maybe they're seeing something. And it seemed like Temlor is already beginning to become affected by it as well. So it's possible that what they're reveling in is the mist.
Mm-hmm.
They're like,
Fill
yes,
their drinks. We're
wine
returning
and
to the
drinks
revelry.
and party, of course. So give me deception. It's kind of hard to sell this because, like, it's not a huge place, so someone they don't recognize is gonna. But give me a deception. You need 2 successes. It's a difficulty 2.
All right. And what is my roll for deception? It's guile, right?
It is no, it's occult. So you roll 3d12.
Oh, so it's not one of my
And you
gooder
succeed
ones.
on a 10 or better. And you did. Ooh. So, yes, but. Wait, what's this? I see blood on your footwear. Are you injured?
Yes, spilled my drink and cut myself in the process
Oh.
of trying to. Yes, it was all rather gauche, so I didn't want to divulge too much and ruin the revelry.
And he says, And the revelers behind him sort of like perk up and then go down. He says, "I am Scolio. Come, my revelers patrol. It should seem this friend of ours is wounded. We will have to take you to the cleansing water."
Very well. Lead the way.
So, he says, yes, this come back on our patrol pattern. And you know, Pat, that there is a blood stain from where your buddy absolutely cut down one of these fucks like 10 seconds ago, right? In this hallway. So if he walks out there, he's gonna see it. And it's gonna look more like someone got dead and less like I cut my leg.
Okay, I'm gonna say, Well, if it's not too much to ask, I was thinking we might go back the way that you came, so that I could breathe in the in this general air over here one more time before getting cleansed.
So,
Rather weird sentence, of course, but she's kind
perform.
of just hoping he buys it.
I don't see manipulate anywhere. Um, call it a deceive. Call it a deceive. Roll me 3d12. We'll call it a deceive. You're rolling your occult.
I like the air over there.
Go. It says, oh yes, of course.
It's
Of
quite
course.
fair.
And he guides you over here, and Lightfinger, you and Hotch come with the patrol past these sort of somewhat scared-looking guardians who are kind of like on the lookout. You see that there's paved-in entrances with like burrowed tunnels you think you could pass through. Hotch is a little reluctant about stepping into the gas, but tries to not make it too obvious. And you see there's like a muddy, ruddy, rusty kind of pool in here, but there's these pillars, and there's this growth, and there's like a gap in the gas over here, but there's a green growth starting to invade from the south through broken pipes.
Yeah.
And
I don't see any scepters anywhere, do I?
you don't see anything that looks like a scepter.
Okay.
Although, as you take in this room, I will describe it slightly more for you to get a clearer picture. So, you find yourselves in the wash space on. Do I have them? Yeah. Okay, 11. The pipe sauna. There's a large chamber with brilliant columns built into the wall, and standing in the main sauna alcove, benches are spread around. The roof curves with a brilliant arch, save for a dome at its center, coated internally with paintings of angelic figures, which forms a small hillock above. Copper pipes leach metal onto the greenery that has begun to burst forth from the south. Rubble nigh totally occludes a passageway south to a green garden. Very warm here. And this collapsed stone also occludes this passageway. So really, you're sort of forced into here. And
What's that purple thing?
that purple thing is what I'm about to describe. You pass first through number. You pass first through an adjoining chamber. A calm place to rest with sofas to either side of the chamber and rugs and silks all over, and a silver carafe that looks like it would be worth quite a bit. And they escort you in to this place that has a strange silvery hilt on the edge, and a woman looks up at you from her lounge with interest. Where is it? Yep. The wash basin, huge archway with columns set into the wall, invite from all directions, though the north is obscured by fallen rocks. Anyone in adjoining rooms can easily see someone here unless they're carefully flattening themselves against the alcoves. But there's a basin of water here, the swirling and copper. It's like copper, but roll me weird again. Roll me a 3d12.
Yeah. There's something with the copper. No, that's not a great
You
one.
can't get it. Yeah, there's a lone silvery hilt, as if though part of an ancient blade that rests alongside the edge of a alongside a curiously immaculate washcloth. He dismisses the guys in his patrol to chill. The guys and gals in patrol to chill on the sofas, as you stand here, he stands here, and Hotch stands behind, kind of awkwardly. And you see in the distance, Temblor kind of gives you a wave and a thumbs up from the mists.
Amazing. So describe this. What were you saying about there being a hilt here?
So it's like, it looks like it would be the hilt of some ancient short sword, but there's no blade. It's just a hilt, and it appears to be made almost entirely of silver.
Where is that?
It's just on the edge of this wash basin. If you step up here, you could grab it. And this woman sort of gets up in opulent robe and comes over to observe you more closely. And she moves without any of the adelement of anybody else here. She seems completely immune to it, in fact. And yeah, she has a wild blonde mane. Ignore the fact that I didn't get that. Inviting chocolate eyes and a welcoming demeanor. She has a charismatic aura to her. And she says, my, are you one of us or a new arrival? And
sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah, what do you say?
I'm on the newer side of things. You know, been here a little bit.
I see. What is your name, child?
Well, that's an excellent question. You know, I've just been quite forgotten.
Finding yourself anew in the mist. Come,
Mm-hmm.
breathe. And she steps up behind you, and she kind of puts like one of her arms on each of your arms, right? Kind of tries to like guide your hands into the wash basin.
Now, did I see a scepter on her at all?
You don't see a scepter on her, but in the room you came from, you do see a significant tome on her lounge.
Interesting. Well, I don't think that sticking my hand in this is necessarily a great idea, and violence did solve our problem last time.
Yep, I would note. I mean, you go for whatever you're gonna go for. Temlor, your buddy Temlor, has clean line of sight, and if you here I go killing again is your move, he's gonna be in here lickety split to help you out. No questions asked. Hotch is probably fucked, but you know.
Yeah, this is not a great situation. Alright, so the liquid, what does it look like? What are we dealing with here again?
It looks like a teal, bluish, greenish kind of water, and there's something shimmering and additional about it. And it's in this like raised wash basin, almost like a bird bath in the middle of this chamber. And you could reach your hand into it. And she's trying to reach her hands into it. And there's that silvery hilt nearby as well.
Decisions. I'm not great at decisions. I am toying between knocking this thing over, trying to convert it into basin, or outright like. Those are my two thoughts.
It would be dangerous to go alone. Lightfinger. You suspect she is trying to get you to drink from it. And while hand exposure probably isn't great, what you really want to avoid is getting it into your mouth. So, you could use your secret for cheating at drinking games. It would be a deception check, but you could pretend to drink.
Okay. Let's go for it. I'm just gonna go ahead and do exactly as you suggest. Perfect.
Roll me 3d12, and I'll roll an extra d12 for you because it's so dangerous to go alone from Captain Kyrion, so you're getting a little bonus there.
Yeah, that came in mad clutch. Alright.
Alright, so a 10 at least, so at least one success, and an 11. Okay. You succeed twice.
Alright.
You have 2 successes. You very convincingly let her lean up on you, her blonde mane of hair mixing with yours. You feel her jaw against your shoulder, and she guides her hands, and you let it flow, but just at the right time, you splish and splash. And the water feels like water, although there's an additional, uptick like you feel when you're using your artifact. A shiver of magic down your spine. But you don't drink the water. And she says, "Ah, I see. So pliant, and yet very articulate in emotion. Not yet drunk on the..." And you feel her reach for your mouth and pull back the rag you had there and say, "There you
bitch.
are. Now you'll be able to breathe it all." And Scolio says, "Yes, Scolio will return to my patrols now. You never know when the verdants might strike." So true, Scolio. So true. And what about that patrolman right there? And Hotch is like, "Woohoo! I've already had quite a bit of mist, but I mean, I always love more." And she almost kind of like peers at him as if though curious, but she shrugs and says, "Yes, I think you could do with a moment of rest. But Scolio, do resume your patrol." So Scolio takes the revelers and heads back over out of sight. So he says, "Scolio commands you with me." He seems to have a grand ordering about of him. And yeah, so Hotch kind of like takes the invitation to plop down on a sofa. And Myrana says, "So, you've just arrived and you can't seem to remember from where you've come or what your name is. That must be very hard for you. Tell me,
Terribly.
have you ever felt like you needed purpose in life?"
Sure. Yeah.
Show a
I
little
like purpose.
Show a little conviction, darling.
Yes, ma'am. Is that better? More conviction?
Tell me, are you literate?
I read.
And she steps back a little and gives you a come hither.
Okay.
All right, Temblor kind of in the background is giving you a "Ayo? For real? Right now?" And and she gesticulates for you to join on this giant, very well cushioned chase lounge. Yeah, Karen, you came clutch. And you see there's a weighty tome on it, resting there, and you see the title is "Romance of the Direwolves."
Romance of the whose?
Romance of the Direwolves.
Sorry, the dire
Wolves.
Voles. Okay.
So,
Romance of the Dire.
She gesticulates and says, "Open it. Come, rest with me, and read to me."
Very well. Before I seem to recall I had something that was very important to do. Coming to me.
Very pressing. But first, stay with me just a moment. And you can tell she's narrowing her eyes at you as if they're weighing how pliant you are and how under the effects you are.
Yeah. Okay, very well.
Alright,
Romance of the Dire.
Alright, it's an illuminating and enrapturing tract that you may read while resting. It confers one success on the next skill roll relating to dire creatures that the reader makes, but it must be read again to renew the effect. The details get hazy, you see. So this is a very significant find. People really want this, and Temlor knows knowledge is power. So this is pretty significant loot if you can get out of here with it. But you read for her for a moment, and you're not sure how long has passed, and then you're having to make a composure test.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. What will do? I don't think this is.
I can hit your composure button for you. Ooh. So let's look at what those were. I can just roll the 3d12 as well. Isn't direwolf just called a badger? No, there's also dire badgers. Alright. So, Lightfinger. You're like mist tipsy. You're slightly intoxicated by the mists. You're mist influenced. All psyche tests require one additional success to succeed. So, your composure, insight, and perform all require one additional success. And she says, that's enough for now. Tell me, that great thing you felt you had to do, I think I know exactly what it is.
You do?
Yes. You feel something has invaded your life, threatened your paradise, troubled your breathing. Your mind was free, and now it's being addled. I need my bravest soldiers for my hardest battle. And you, my child, yes, you I will send into battle. There is a threat to the south.
Mm-hmm.
Plants that have rooted themselves and forgotten their place. And from below, a tainting of our waters.
We don't want that.
No. And for no particular reason, you hear like what sounds like a burp and maybe like a vent of fire randomly from the east. She doesn't seem to react to it at all.
Burp and a vent of fire.
Yeah. Just, yeah. Do you cast a glance over?
Yeah.
Give me Give me a observe, which will be for
That's
you
3d6 or
5d12, 5d12, and
5d12.
you only need a 9 to succeed on this. You got 3 successes. You clear as day. See what appears to be a small draconic creature that has surfaced from this hot bath, burped, and then just shot fire up at the ceiling before receding back. This, I mean, you've encountered like dragon-like creatures before, but this brilliant coat of copper teal, swirling colored scales upon it. It's a drakeling that is clearly bathed for a long time in this magically infused copper water, soaking into their very scales. And you could roll me a lore, which would be just 2d12 for you. 2d12 only hitting on an 11. You have a big lore head nearby, but he's not in here. He's not in the room with you right now. Is the lore head with us in the room right now? Ooh, just short.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. And
I'll have to ask Temler about it when we get out of this mess.
You will. So, all this happens, and she says, your companion who's with you and resting, do you think they're ready to join you on your noble...
Yes. My companion is ready, and so is... I look into the other room. My fellow reveler over there. We will now go down and fight off this heinous infestation of which you speak.
And she says, "Your fellow reveler over there," and this is sort of like a somewhat blocked area because of like the fallen rocks. She kind of like steps up and tries to look over to where Temlor is after you point him out, and he kind of like steps back, and she's like, "Oh, do you mean the people who are guarding in the northern room? I don't see any of them right now."
Don't worry, they'll join up later.
Alright. Give me a deception, because all of them are fucking dead. Their blood is still on your dagger. You're lying your fucking ass off.
Yeah,
3d12. He says,
Mine's good.
Yeah.
Right?
Let's roll... Huh. I wonder what she needs to succeed. She nods and says, I see. Well... Yes, you and your companion then make your way through the cold.
You're so much better than me.
Make your way through the cold pool to the east. And she kind of gesticulates and then waves you off and says, cut them down at the root and do not permit their infestation to grow further. Use whatever means you can to spark fire upon them. Remember, we have safety in water and stone. And she
That
kind of
will
looks
be
at you
done.
meaningfully. And that hilt is still on the edge of this.
I give it a glance and say, what is that?
That is a very certain artifact from long ago, but time has no meaning here. It is as if though it is brand new.
Indeed. What manner of artifact might this be? It seems to be some sort of bladeless hilt.
You seem so alarmed by things you should already know. Surprised at Copper Scale? Surprised at the artifact here you see, the Moonlight Gladius? How curious. And she
I
kind
just
of
sometimes get the vapor anxieties, you know?
just breathe it in longer. All of your doubt will go away.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. And she looks at you very, like, peeringly, and Temlor kind of, like, after she retreats a little, Temlor kind of, like, finally makes a scoot over and says, I don't know what we're doing here, but, this stuff is really starting to get to me. You see, he's really woobling. Like, he's probably, you know, downright drunk off this stuff, as is Hodge.
Go over here. Let's go like here-ish.
Okay, so you're gonna walk right by these two revelers.
That's what we were assigned to do, yeah.
With Temlor.
I'm actually, yeah, no, I'm gonna like distract them by
She did
asking
suggest.
them,
Okay, yeah. Okay, so you want to distract them? What do you want to do? What do you want to say to them?
yeah, no, I'll distract them real quick by going over there and asking them if they've read the Romance of the Dire Bowls.
And one of them says, "That's a book that Myrana has," and the other one says, "What's a vole?" And then the other one says, "I can see one right now." And they just kind of like drift off and fall over onto the rocks a little. The other one leans up against the barricade and takes out a goblet that they had nearby and say, "Yes, I've heard her reading from it several times," and then just kind of like sips some wine through their mask. But
Lovely,
you're not so sure
lovely.
it's wine. You actually kind of think it might be the water. Hard to
Yeah, I
tell
had
in
a
the
feeling.
mist. Yeah.
All right, so where did Temlor manage to sneak by them while we were doing that?
Yeah. I'm guessing you like step over here, and then Temlor like slides about, shimmies by in the background of the movie shot, and then Hotch follows after, and they're sort of like, and they kind of like return to being anxiously on guard against the west, but there's nothing. So you find your way through this this gymnasium entrance with its marbled pillars and cracked tiling, largely obscured by rubble. Chipped frescoes and dusty vaulting arches show a faded grandeur in every direction. You pass from them into the hallways of the south.
I don't suppose we have coffee, oysters, and Worcester sauce on hand.
Not necessarily. Now hold on, let me determine something. If that is A, and that is B, and that is So this group to the north, you see the patrol is starting to move east to where the bloodstain is. So they're going to see the bloodstain, presumably. Meanwhile, you see the room up ahead has... it's got a foul odor to it, and it looks like something more civilized than anything you're used to. An ancient thing that you've been told by Temlor, as he remarks, is they have a lavatory. And you see that there's like a communal Roman-style bathroom, right? With all like the holes. But there are 3 rotten-looking sponges so foul even the verdants dare not grow upon them, while the commodes themselves are deeply overgrown as fertile ground. The roof is a simple square inset within a square, showing an understanding of roofmanship that the architect delights in. This Hotch claps and says, "Oh, look, it's Oh, yes, these styles. These manner of roofs have been lost. My goodness. And Hotch just starts to go on like a special interest rant about the architecture of the bathhouse. And
I love it.
But as it happens, the freaking rough. As it happens, like, you hear like a of like something kind of like wet and like slooping and slopping down the hallway. You see there's big pillars and such, and you see there's a big water wheel actually moving through the tainted waters.
Well,
I agree.
let's deal with this.
Escalate. Pat's voice acting is killing it.
Thank you, thank you. Let's deal with this train wreck. Right. So, I suppose let's venture forth. Weapons out, everybody. This is not friendly territory.
Hotch says, weapons? As Temlor
Oh.
says, behind me, my companion. I will not let any harm come to you. And, you know, Temlor is there backing you up with the polearm out. Hotch is kind of like, you know, oh, this is so fascinating. You're in the middle of, like, a very disgusting Roman bathhouse lavatory turned greenhouse. And
Try not to think about it.
And you sneak. Important note: you've stepped out into this very powerful green growth. It's all around you, right? Here's the thing.
Does that do something? I don't know.
Yeah, you find yourself surrounded by it, right? And a nature hazard emerges as you have evasion, and they make a strength. And wowee! So sorry. They kind of go whip crack, and you have some evasion. And to hit evasion, they would need to hit your evasion is an 8. And I believe, do you have protection from your armor?
I don't know that I have armor.
I think you had leather armor in your trappings or something.
Oh,
I
well,
copied
don't
and
know the
pasted
rules.
it into a little journal note that I can check very quickly.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, I can go check that too.
You have a leather jerkin. You have a leather jerkin.
Aha!
All right, so,
What did that do?
you'll have to look it up. F3. Wowee.
Oh.
Is an underutilized part of the G-Wing toolkit. Thank you, Lee. Of course, excellent.
Alright, so how do I F3? Control.
Alright, so this thing is slapping at you. And the vine strength is, you can make a prowess skill roll, however, to reduce the 4 successes coming at you. And your buddy is going to try a prowess, and it's not going to work out. And Hotch is going to roll like 2 dice against it, and that's not going to work out for them. And you would roll for your prowess 3d12.
Still, I can't F3. I don't know how, so I'm looking for it manually.
Control C will normally do it.
Oh, Control C.
Leather space jerkin. Yep, it occurs 3 times. It has a protection value of 1. Important to note: anytime you should be taking damage dice, you should be taking 1 less. And I think also,
Okay.
yeah. So rather than 4, it's going to be 3d12, and the last one we're not even counting. And they hit, but fail to do damage, I believe is how that works. Because the 9... I need to check the hazard rules to be sure that I'm not doing this wrong. Okay, so strength versus toughness. Success equals crush damage or restrained condition. Okay, No, it is resolved there. Okay. So you have 4 damage incoming. Your armor reduces 1. You take 3 vitality damage. Temlor only takes 2 vitality damage. Hotch looks a bit hurt, and you probably don't want to let Hotch get more hurt. As and as it also whip craps up around you, you hear a scuttling of plant to the east. Uh-oh. It's a moving bush. Get fucked.
This is a strategic blunder.
It's Verdant's time. Yeah. Sorry, I should have described better that you were when you stepped into this green speckled place, it was like a very deeply overgrown vine. But yeah, it's initiative time. Do you want to let Temlor use his tactics, or do you want to use your observe?
Which one's better?
I don't even see the tactics. No, I do. No, he's dog shit at it. It's education. He never learned tactics. He learned how to pole arm dance. So, yeah, you probably want to observe.
Yes.
It indeed. Excellent.
Sorry, when I was trying to F3, I accidentally turned airplane mode on, so I have to reload Foundry right now.
Oh my god. I'm sorry. I forgot that you're a young boomer with technology. You don't know how to look for words. It's alright, we'll help you.
I could do it on a desktop.
/roll.
Back in the day, before they had these like multi-function F3 options.
Congratulations, you get literally 4 successes on initiative. Let's see if a fucking bush is better at seeing. It's a moving bush. Get fucked. Yes, excellent. Clip that. So these little Verdance fuckers, right? They're coming for you. These are living roots of verdant that have ripped themselves up in stalks, seeking blood in the veins of their foes. They appeal like they have limbs that look like tall, gaunt people woven of these green vines. And these fuckers are coming for you, right? And they got some guile, I guess. They got a little guile game. They did 1 success, actually. Mimics with balls. Yeah, so so we're putting you on the combat tracker. I hope you appreciated the music, but it's time for a fight.
All right, let's fucking go.
I feel like everything I turned on initially was like like oh fuck, it's a fight song, and now I can't. All right, yeah. So real shit. Your group goes first. The Verdance is difficult terrain.
Wow, I don't like this.
However,
don't like this fight.
You have 5 times 5 movement. So every time you move, you can move 25 feet. And you have 3 actions.
Okay.
And so you could step here 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 and enter into the water wheel room and be in dagger range if you want to. You could also try and like throw a dagger or use something ranged because, you know, it does look like they're closing. And, you know, you might not want to go get in the middle of a bunch of enemies.
Well, I do want to escape the Verdance, and oh my god, there's a lot of them. Oh wow. That's not
they sweep around the central pillars of this bathhouse hallway. The slurshing of rust blood red water around the water wheel join to the rhythm, the beat of your very heart as the growth vines stalk, twist, and twirl towards you, turbulently inviting torsion.
Alright. And this water... Alright, so tell me what's going on with the water wheel here.
Ooh, rock me, baby, like a water wheel. A wide stone room with a stone, wood, and iron beam support struts that rise up to 15 feet. Slowly spinning wooden water wheel that comes up to 10 feet tall. The top of a the top half of a pumping apparatus intended to move liquid from the fresh canal through the apparatus here. And you can climber up higher into the room if you came here and made a success test. Something is off about the air in there, but it's still orderly in a way. It's not the mist. You could make me an arcane or a weird skill roll to see if you could figure out what was up.
I'm sorry, there's another room that I'm not seeing? Oh.
This room. I thought you were asking about this room.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't realize that
Yeah, this is the water wheel room.
My token's now stuck. Okay. Yeah, so alright, a weird then. Let me that's 3d12.
Insert root of bush into wheel for gruesome convenient bushwhacking.
That's I'm literally thinking, how can I use this to my advantage? Oh, right, I rolled that a lot. Go with the first roll.
So, oh yeah, unfortunately, oh, you accidentally spam clicked. Let's look at what the top one was. This top one had 2 successes. So we'll take it. You resonate, and you know that there are runic stones embedded within 4 of the pillars that are all around the apparatus. They're like smaller pillars, right? They're all, I'll just quickly designate this. And these small pillars, right? They are like runic mechanisms, and they are warding against interference with the wheel's operation. They could be taken and used by a runic wielder for casting, although that would be pretty tricky, particularly to do without having the room collapse. But yeah, with that successful, you think that there's a great chance that these runes are the reason why neither the verdants nor the magically infused shit has made it here, but there is the copper rusted, like, you know, ruin in the water, just because, like, it's not de-rusting the water, right? So yeah, that's why the water here is rust red rather than weird teal, and why the verdants can't grow into this room, even though there's water here and it wants it.
Oh, well, shit. I guess I don't want to do anything about that, actually, because that would.
Well, remember, what's keeping them at bay is the pillars being intact.
Okay, so I could actually break the water wheel.
If the water wheel stopped spinning, it wouldn't break it would not break the wards.
Okay. But the water wheel is not something I can easily just, like, yoink out and crush people with. If these verdant monsters got within the wards, would that hurt them?
You feel like it would probably damage their functionality to some degree. You know, I mean, there might be long-term consequences of the wheel totally breaking, but if you could get them in and use it as like a finisher, who knows? You want to run in there and try?
Okay. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do.
All right. Now let me just check real fast the skill section, because I might.
Don't give a damn about my bad reputation. I feel like I'm in a Shrek moment here.
God. Back reference. Use the wheel, IntelliHeavy says. Has to change. Fixing traffic, trying to understand. Okay. Yeah, so this is gonna be an operate, so roll me 3d12.
Alright, let's fucking go!
Oh my god, triple 12. Holy shit.
Suck it, nerds!
You come in here, the verdance kind of like comes at you like a Slender Man vine tree thing, whips around, you grab a peel off of the wheel intended to moderate its like usage and like unjam it if something's stuck. You hold it for just a second, get it right into the perfect grab, let go, and green viney blood spreads as a attempt to splooge its verdanceness that happens when it dies. It is totally stymied by the runes. It sort of shrivels up and gets smaller.
Hell yeah. Oh man, I'm loving this. This is my new favorite toy.
Alright, Time Lord. So that's what I'm going to say has been like all 3 of your actions, because you had to like move twice to get there and then do that.
Yeah,
Temblor,
that's super valid.
1, 2, 3, and what? So, my boy's training or vigor handles his movement. Either way, he moves one less than you do, 20 per step. 5, 10, 15, 20. And he's just gonna ready himself up for the first time anyone comes within his 10-foot reach. They're getting fucking stabbed, which is 2 actions to hold. So, we pop over to the enemies. An enemy actually gets a turn. Fascinating. So this guy comes right at Temblor, whose ray attack goes off as he sweeps with his might, whiffing. This John comes right in, yeah? And they use Vine Lash, making a Vine attack. And what they roll for that is... it's actually 3. 2 hits. And I believe we're now worried about Temblor's toughness protection. My apologies on okay. That means 2 of them hit, dealing 2 damage. He has 2 protection on his armor. On a hit, he's hit and drug within 5 feet. So we'll say it was here and like drug him or whatever. So he's grabbed, but it doesn't actually hurt him because his armor is too tough.
Right on.
This Verdance comes over here and then Vine Lashes as well. Successfully hitting.
Yeah. Well, you're getting fucked on. I'm so sorry. Oh.
Hitting once, negated by the armor, dragged over here. 2 of them have Temblor by either side. They're grabbing at him and he's pulling between. He's trying to cut, but he can't get an angle. They're just grabbing all over him with their viney arms. You're hiding in the corner. One of them snapped open real good. And the 4th member of the patrol just like triple taps move to get by and gets in the room with Hotch, who cries out in terror.
Hotch, skedaddle.
Hotch is mentally addled and tries to even think about what to do, but we'll need like all 3 of these to be a success. It's not happening. Hotch is like, the visions of architecture. Ooh, ow. And it's back to the player turns. So do you want to let Temblor go first, or do you want to go first and like even the odds before Temblor goes?
I was thinking I would even the odds. Yeah, I think that's probably the smartest way to do it. So let me go over here and just kind of, if I can, fuck on this one.
Give me a prowess skill to fuck on them, my dame. This 3d12.
What was that? You said 3 or 2?
3d12. It's prowess, which is training. You have 3 dice in training.
Thank you. Right.
And none of those are an 11, but you have...
Not a 10?
You have no prowess. You need an 11 to hit with no skill points.
What? Oh, why didn't you tell me that when I was making my character?
I thought I mentioned that prowess hit things, but I think
I'm useless.
I think you were really enthusiastic about it. So you're not useless. Actually, wait a minute. I'm a liar. You know what we're doing right now?
Like guile?
Wait, no, yeah. No, you're testing yourself, and then when you do the damage roll, you test them. Am I wrong about how the game works again?
Oh my god.
I don't think I am. Alright, so like combat, right? These are the classes. Goes hard.
Yeah, it does.
Important note, though, you can actually attack again because you have 3 actions and you've only used 1 to move and 1 to attack.
Okay. I probably will. So I can't attack with. Okay, yeah, prowess looks like everything's prowess. Guile is not a combat mechanic. So okay, yeah, all right. Well, I guess I'll try that again. This sucks. I'm not gonna get any. Okay, hold on.
Also, we'll say the
let me be
first
close.
dice is the hero dice, and the hero dice causes an extra success if anything matches its number.
No.
I haven't been doing that.
Did I?
It's not going to matter this time, but roll again.
Okay. Wait, so, alright. If I, instead of wanting to attack it, for my second, or for my last action, if I wanted to, like, trip it up, or, like, pick it up and push it, no, actually, I don't think I have the might for that. But, would tripping it up be potentially a guile?
I would allow you to use a shadow to, like, you know, get in there amongst his vines and confuse it.
Alright, Ooh. What if, okay, what if I'm trying to taunt it and scooch it away from, Temlor? Would that be possible?
Absolutely. Give me that test.
Alright, and would that be, what would that be?
5d12, you got 5.
Alright. 5
Yes, so when you double
D12.
up your character sheet, your token doesn't come up? Alright. That is, with your shadow, 2 successes. You managed to get it to, like, bumble off. Process, the grasp on Temlor is dropped. That's... You moved, you attacked, you've done a thing. That's
And
your
I also
turn.
taunt it and say, "Come at me!
Yeah,
Green belly!"
Temlor says, "Be
it's all
cleaved
for
in twain."
plants.
And sort of wheels about his pole arm.
We're both wheeling around now, huh?
That's 2 successes. The strength on my boy's weapon, 8. A 9d12. And he's trying to hit. Those damage dice are attempting to hit a toughness of 6. Oh my god. Yeah, so he activates his ability and spends 1 vitality. And he actually spreads it because he's got, like, you know, reach. He stabs around the pole and bullshit way. But yeah, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes. They are shred to ribbons basically instantly by a flurry of his blows. With 2 actions left, he says, "I'll save you!" 5, 10, 15, 20. Comes over here, makes an attack with a difficulty 3, which he's almost certainly not going to hit, but he tries anyway. He did not roll 3 successes. He rolled none.
No.
And Hotch is like, ah! And it's the enemy's turn, and the enemy turns towards the more obvious threat, which is Temlor, right? And being a plant,
A reasonable decision,
not
honestly.
that sophisticated, just tries to use its 2 actions to grab at him. Succeeds with the Gradam's apple maneuver and family, and that's 4d12 because of the additional success. And a 12 definitely hits through. However, I feel like I must be doing armor wrong because his protection just absorbs every hit. He gets dragged up, his protection absorbs the hit. Yeah, it's back to y'all's turn, and Temlor just kind of like wheels his weapon around and tries to fucking douse it. His blade swings, and
There are a tank.
bada bang, bada bing, and it's fucking dead. Shing! Yeah. The plant is cut down, and I would say that there is like a brief moment's respite, but the thing is, right? There's big fucking plants in this room that have started to uproot themselves and walk around, noticing that there is something amiss.
Do I know anything about verdants? Are they susceptible to fire?
Yeah, if you had an open flame, the strength of this growth that comes at you would be reduced because it looks like the ground itself might whip up at you. There's like a fallen rock sort of blocking you from here, but you could move in from over here into this chamber. Not only that, give me an observe to scope out that chamber.
Yeah, okay. That's 3. Wait, no, observe is my 5. 5d12. Oh, whoa. That is a bad roll. Jesus.
Nothing in particular strikes you about that chamber other than the fact that it is clear that it was a garden once. A brilliant garden. Hewed in from above by cascading rock and dirt as it has fallen. Big Bros noticed his little bushes got whacked, yeah. Green belly is what I used to call him, affectionately, though. So, Lightfinger. Yeah, this just moving around. You see, there's also so what do you want to do, Lightfinger? There's verdants and shit up and down this hallway.
Came down here to collect artifacts and smoke trees. I'm all out of artifacts.
Yeah.
I want to try and set one of these bad boys ablaze with a torch, and then try and and have Temlor lacrosse yeet it into the other room.
Okay. So you whip out a torch. I guess you can do that. And you take out your torch, right? You burn this bush, and now there's a burning bush, right? And flickering light.
Getting biblical out here.
And then you toss the torch into here. Immediately, there is like a wailing sound, and not like the TV show, with the guy who yelled out he'd been hit, but he hadn't. Not that kind of a wailing sound.
What?
Don't worry about it. And they screech, and immediately they puff spores. Spores go flying all over.
Oh, that does not sound great.
And yeah, they sort of make a terrible screeching sound as if they were summoning backup, but the backup they would have summoned is all dead.
Good. At least we got that going for us.
Yeah, so this is sort of a weird golden spore in the air, more like a lime green Gatorade spore. But don't worry, you're definitely not going to have to worry about that happening. Oh, I forgot that having that on all things was a module. All right. So these things go crazy. The torch goes in there, and when the torch happens, there's a quick burst of some of these things as the fire starts spreading the room, and you see something in the corner of the room. Now that you've positioned yourself over here, and you see in this corner, right? You've finally taken it in. Entangled enticingly by a snarl of curled vines, you see what appears to be some form of mystic scepter.
Finally! Good job!
Yes. And it's a blue crystal ball trapping swirling purple mists on the end of a scepter. And yeah, so you see this magical item. It's ensnared in the vines. There's a fire in that room. There's some angry ones. You see there's these little things that look like they will become the things you fought, by tomorrow, but they're not, up and moving on their own yet. That being said, you think if you go in that room, you're probably going to get attacked by the room itself, although weaker because of the fire, and you'll be attacked by those motherfuckers. Temlor is, run up to your side, ready to go in. Hotch is hiding behind this pillar. What do you want? Now is the hour to be heroic. What do you want to do?
Yeah. Hero shit. So, remind me how on fire is anything in that room?
You gotta pass an age roll. My God, until I have your obsessive idea. What is that room?
how on fire is anything in that room? Remind
Middle
me
of the
again.
room is
Are
beginning
they?
to spark up, and there's some flames, but it's enough that like someone with a blanket could still probably beat it out if they really rushed in there.
So, okay, and all right, I think you might have misunderstood my plan a little tiny bit, because I was hoping that Temlor would use his javelin to yeet this one into the room after I lit it on fire, and I was keeping the torch in my hand.
Oh, okay. Temlor just bucket shovels it. He can do that. Boom.
Okay, that was, yeah, awesome. The reason I was pointing that out is because I want to do that again.
Okay, so you go to do that again. They're gonna start moving, right?
I want to see if I can barricade this area with the burning bush.
Yeah, this is sort of like a already like fallen rock in here, and you're like shoving it over and into, but you can do that. You're running over here to apply this. You're stepping into the vine that's starting to like pull up and try and reject you, but it's a little afraid of your open flame. This
Good.
elder vine is coming out, and it's go time with the go vine after this. So you light it on fire. Temlor is going
Another
to might.
flammable object over here.
Yeah,
so...
but before you can get there, you don't get all of these. They're coming out to fuck you up.
I'm just planning ahead.
Tosses another, and it's kind of like there's fires in there. The fire's starting to spark and spread. They're trying to do something to put it out, but they are plants. Like a lot of them are opening up, and liquid is oozing out of them and spraying everywhere, and mist is starting to rise, white steamy mist. And it's like, maybe it's so wet that unlike a dry forest, it's not going to take that well, but it looks like you're heating up a bed. And light finger, that's basically what you do. And then this motherfucker comes out, all stanced up. By the way,
A whole
a lot
new...
of lovely art is from Pat's stock art packs. You should check out our itch. Check out our itch.io. Check out our drive through RPG. Find Diesel Shot everywhere. Become our biggest fan. Join our Discord. Post things. All right. The stalking elder growth, right? It looks at you, and it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It comes up to give you a bit of a hug, right? And it makes a 3d12. No, excuse me. Actually, that's correct. It hits you.
Ouch.
Okay, so, and your toughness, 6. Okay, meaning you got 3 damage coming at you. Your armor prevents 1. You get hit for 2. You're grappled. Embrace. The elder growth targets you, and yeah, you've they should have had more dice. Success. That creature is moved into the center of the elder growth. They actually hook into your body as spurs of their vines stab into your body and drain at your vitality. And in fact, that's what they do. Now that they have you inside of them, they drain you like a blood bag as their final action for this turn. They make a vigor roll, just pump you. The hooked in vine starts to blood with blood as it comes out of you. Adrenochrome harvesting, yeah. And like it grabs in, it shoots around your flesh, tugs to your bones, and you're in the very middle of it being given the hard, bad suck.
I repent! I'm no longer going to be a vegan after this, please!
So Temlor...
I'll eat only animals!
So Temlor, green packed moment. Temlor, seeing this shit goes down, says, "Repent not, my companion. Many delicious vegan meals await in your future," as he makes his swing. And Bro whiffs hard. He makes his second action attack. He's 3 successes. Gets 1, but not 3, and then he makes his third, which needs. He can't even succeed. If he got the hero number to appear, he would. If the hero dice was a 3, he would be succeeding right now, but we're treating it as the lefternmost one. So in theory, this could be a success. It's not a success, although it would be a 5 and a 5. If there were any successes, he would have gotten 3. I digress. So, that was all of Temlor's turn. Hotch is hiding and running away. Your turn. You are hooked into this mass of stalking elder growth vines that have wrapped all around your body, constricting, stabbing within, drawing from you as if though you are the soil, as if though you are the aquifer, the blood, the nutrients. The plant is going to suck you dry. Suck you till your eyes roll back and you go, and you faint. Yeah, it's giving you that hard suck. What are you doing?
Oh no.
Squirming under it? Yeah.
Jokes on the plant, Lee. They got me exactly where I want to be. Because I'm about to light this fucker up.
Oh, by the way, right? Your mist influenced is cured. It sucks. It sucks the it's actually purifying you as it sucks out the mist residue.
Right on. Bloodletting got a bad rep.
They're gonna invent this in like 10 years as how we solve microplastics in the blood.
Damn. Yeah.
the tree is the main character. All right, so so Lightfinger, what do you want to do? You right where you want to be?
All right, I'm in the center of this tree, holding a torch. Can I just wave it around in appropriate places and just burn it from the inside?
You absolutely use your torch as a weapon. You are gonna have to make me a prowess roll to attack, but I'm gonna give you an extra 2 dice. I don't even know if that's how this game works. Roll 5d12.
5d12? Okay.
Yep, and the evasion armor is a 6.
Please, one of these be...
You attack, so, it would take 3 extra. Oh, very nice. Okay, you get a success. Roll me a 5... Yeah, roll me 5d12, again. Okay. 11 isn't matched by anything. Okay. So you deal 2 damage, but because it's vulnerable to fire, as it shrieks back and takes extra damage, it takes 5. It looks like you've damaged it to half health. It looks like one more hit like that, and it's dead. It's slightly, like, burning. It's like it's singed, but it doesn't catch on fire. The fire in the other room does begin to rise, and, like, there's more burning, and it doesn't look like the other bush is going to be able to put it out. Smoke is rising, and you hear clattering to the north, as if though maybe people have noticed the commotion, and maybe stuff is going on up there.
Was yeah, that's gonna be a whole other thing. Was the God, what was I gonna ask? The one. Wow, I totally lost that train of thought. Oh, yeah, no. So that was just one of my actions. I have 2 left, right?
Yeah. You have 2 actions remaining. What do you want to do?
Can I hit him with another burn while I'm
you need 3, so you roll 5d12. You need 3 successes to hit on your second attack.
Roll 5d12. I need 3 successes.
Yes, Intelli Heavy, you make a good point.
I don't think I'm getting that. Nope.
Alright. Okay. So,
Can I,
technically speaking, it requires 5 successes.
Can I pull a xenomorph and burst out of his stomach?
You can try and make me a might roll if you want to burst free.
Okay. I don't think I'll survive otherwise, so...
It's 2d12 for you with no bonus at all.
I know. I'm a weak one.
Oh, you were just short of an 11. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so Temlor goes to attack, right? With his polearm. And he hits. However, the Elder Growth sways as a reaction. When an enemy is targeting the Elder Growth, They roll for their guile and reduce the attack by their own successes. And they need to hit an 8. So actually, they sway out of the way. Temlor, infuriated by this, says, "That's my move!" and tries to hit him again, and then just fails. It is the Elder Growth's turn. It spends.
I might be gone.
What? What's that?
So I might be a goner from this.
Well, remember, you have your
I said
two pools.
I might end up a goner after.
Remember, you have 2 pools: vitality and wounds, and it doesn't wrap back around to wounds. You can't take wound damage on this from the same attack that dealt you the other type of damage. 3d13 now. Slash roll 3d12.
I see.
They don't successfully pump you for anything. They roll 3d12. They try and attack your buddy. They don't succeed at that. And actually they do. And they deal they slap him about for 1 damage. He has protection too, he doesn't give a fuck. And it's Lightfinger's turn. Lightfinger, you have a torch. It's catching on the thing trying to pump you, right? The guy over here is burning. Probably not going to do so well. The young are shrieking. Everyone's having a bad time in the SUV up here, turning this car around. You are getting stabbed by the vines and drunk up, but your torch is in them and kind of like burning at them. And however, the fire lands and sparks on some of the verdants all around, and starts to burn at you. 5d12. The fire sparks and attacks, burning up the bush, but also burning towards you, as you are surrounded by now burning plant matter. You can make a prowess test to try and get the fuck out of there. Roll me a 3d12.
Okay.
Unfortunately, you do still take 2 fire damage. You don't light on fire, though, and you are up at 1 vitality. And yeah, you're doing otherwise fine. So this plant has burned up, right? The other plants have burned up. The ceilings are burning up. This room is terribly on fire. You've turned the nearest way through that's already somewhat barricaded by rocks into an even bigger fire area. And the scepter you came here for is in that corner, in a room full of vines that have attacked you when you tried to step on them. What do you do?
Well, oh, yeah, this is, bit of a predicament.
You hear someone's leg move and a rock trundle as they yell, "Fuck!" from over here. And there's even more movement and splashing after that. Yeah. It's a familiar voice, so you can't quite place it.
Is it my friend?
You know what? It sounds an awful lot like one Giselle LeBranche, yeah.
Giselle, is that you? Good God, woman!
Lightfinger, what are you doing here? Get me out of here! They're coming! And and Temlor says, "Probably less screaming. It sounds like people are on the way." And Hawk says, "Oh, they definitely are. I've just seen all of them, and the patrol and the leader. They're coming around the hallway."
Alrighty. No time like the present. I'm gonna try and,
dash into the burning room
my way in
the
here.
scepter that is grasped by the... Yeah, okay. So here's what happens, right? Temlor and you rush into danger.
Heroic deeds time, motherfucker.
Yeah, heroic deeds. You rush in past the burning, dying bushes. The plants try and thwack at you very weakly. reduced in their flaming state and fail to do anything. You get to this like burning bush is grabbing onto this scepter, right? And you're gonna have to decide: do you want to try and grab it, or do you want Temlor to grab it?
I'll give it a tug first, and if I can't get it, Temlor can.
Okay. I'm gonna call this... It's gonna be a reach, but I'm gonna call this craft. Roll me 3d12. As you try and find the workings of this organic Gordian knot, understand and lift it free. Perhaps even using your thieves' tools. I don't even know what the fuck those add to. We're gonna use them here.
A little too... I think I just, wiggle it the perfect way, ideally.
Oh, yeah, well, let's see.
And I fail.
Alright, is there really no reroll or bolster mechanic? I'm sure I've run this game the whole way wrong, and, future Pete is, cringing so hard. Successes, difficulty, additional successes, extended rolls.
Future Pete is always cringing hard at us. We can be...
4 is an extra success if you had succeeded at all. Using the hero dice, but didn't. Extra dice in a situation of talent or trapping. Give you extra dice. Well, here's the thing, right?
Future Pete can have a little cringe tree.
It's the thieves kit. It's the games, right? Thieves kit. I don't see handle, backpack, tools, tech, and writing supply. Oh. Because of what I'm already doing, I'm gonna count it. But this is somewhat a dirty interpretation.
Oh, it's like 12:30, so we can be a little dirty.
Some action required to just roll 2 extra dice. Roll 2d12. See what happens. Yeah,
so glad I'm friends with the GM.
Alright,
so
it's too late. Temlor just says, "You must seize it!" And he just reaches his hand and tries to fucking grab it. And, fuck.
We're seizing something!
The two of you kind of, futz with it, but it takes so long that both of you take 1 fire damage. You're down to just wound, Temlor's at half health. But you, Pat, managed to seize the scepter staff. The staff of scepters. The sceptering staff. You make me a weird with an extra dice. Roll me 4d12, and you need to hit a 10 to succeed.
That is not a success.
All right. You feel as if though you have an action. You have actions related to the scepter, and you're just gonna have to experiment whenever the time comes. Your friend is calling from this room. Do you want to run over towards her?
Oi, bitch! What gives?
And you see your friend here, your fellow Delver, right? And she's a little help here, and she's pinned by a rock, actually. And she sees you have the scepter, and she says, "The scepter." And
mine.
All right, so you want to So here's the thing: she's pinned by a rock. What do you do to help her out? And also, you see revelers with daggers up in the mist, moving through this pool where there's the corpses of their fellows, moving in as this happens.
Let's see.
You're down all vitality. You're into the wounds.
All right. What does the how does the rock look? What is going on here?
It's like a hunk of wall, like 5 feet wide, 3 feet tall, on her.
And which side of it is my friend on?
She's under it.
Okay.
Like her back, like her lower back and leg is crushed by it.
Okay. Well, I'm not really the leverage gal, but Temlor's got a javelin, which could be,
I think you're really mixing up javelin and polearm here. So
whatever they're called.
He comes up and you want to use it as like a crux, right?
Yeah, if we can use that as a lever,
Okay. He's gonna
we've got
roll
a very
might.
simple tool.
He's gonna roll might, and you're gonna roll craft. Roll me 3d12 while he rolls 4d12. Technically speaking, no successes. You got a success though, and actually, you have one craft, so you got 2 successes. Temlor is there with the weapon. You manage to twing the rock back into this guy's chest, and he hilariously plops into the water. As the other one comes up, like, oh, and like a little bit confused by it all. As the masked reveler, you know, sways in the mist, and yeah, so she's up and she's like, "You have the scepter. We have to go." And
you don't have to tell me that twice.
She says, "Quick, out through the water exit." And she points past you.
Brilliant.
All right,
I was
so
thinking something.
You're running back into the
lines.
hallway, right? Like you're running to the hallway. All this has happened. You're about to escape, right? And then you see around the corner the patrol with the Scion and Myrana herself are all coming around. Oh, shucky ducky. So, at this juncture, I remove the combatants. I re-add
The water exit being referred to is this, correct?
Yeah, it is. So you just have to plunge in to escape, and you're daring escape from your foes, right? However, roll me an observe to quickly take control with your guile and get your friends out first. Because if you win this initiative roll-off, you're home scot-free. Myrana is... Oh.
2 12s. Versus 1 12.
She does, and your hero dice is a 3. You don't have a match.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Your hero dice is a 3. Don't worry about it. So, here's what happens. Because her 10 counts as a success, you tie, but you have 2 12s, and I'm going to say that trumps it. So she's moving in, and she actually... Here's what happens. Everyone rushes for the escape and jumps into the water, right? But as they do, her people hack her through the verdants, and she unleashes her ability, Welcome to the Masquerade. There is a difficulty 3 composure test all of you have to make, and 2 of your friends are missed from. Yeah. So, your composure is 3d12.
I can't. What did you say?
Your roll composure, 3d12.
Okay, thanks.
From the spirit with the water of the lead. Thank you, Crep the Spirit. You arrived just in time for Welcome to the Masquerade. Okay.
That's exact.
They are all sick from the miasmas. Here's the thing. It's a difficulty 3. You only got 1 success.
Oh no, I guess we're getting hit by the get stupider and chiller.
Yeah. So you're not drunk on the mist, but your friends are. On a failure, you perceive the world to be grand and at a luxurious, unruined bathhouse. You can take no hostile actions for the next minute. And the illusion is supreme. You're not falling into a rusty water exit, right? The wastewater overflow, a murky 15-foot deep cylinder. No. You're jumping into the pleasant, oh, let's all jump off and have a little plunge pool, right? So, there's nothing wrong. Everything's fine. Everything's great. There's even very happy music playing. Everything's fine. There's nothing wrong. You plunge into the
I
waters. Yeah.
grab my companion and kind of do a little like jig, if you will, as we scooch towards the
All right, so
water and
that's what
begin to
happens.
dive in.
Because you have the matched initiative, you do a little jig as you dance together into the water, realizing it's a second too late. Oh, Temlor, dressed in your resplendent metal armor. I wonder how this is going to go for you. As all
We'll
of you
figure it
drop
out.
into the waters below,
Oh, before we drop though, I wanted to turn around and say, "We did your job for you. We're leaving now. Thank you. Bye."
and she cries out, "The scepter! Don't let her take the scepter!" And you splash
No,
down
I'm
into
gonna
the
take the
waters.
scepter. That's mine.
And
Bye bye.
yeah, so you guys splash into the water. A weird illusion comes over your minds. Everyone is like almost drowning in 4 feet of water as they're slid out through this like almost impossible to see through misty redness. You interpret it as you're drowning in wine. You're drowning in wine with your companions, having just jumped into the tube, reveling. And but the distance from the bathhouse is starting to puddle you. Roll me a composure test. Roll me 3d12 to sort of get a handle on it. No, yes, 3d12.
Have we arrived at the number? Yes.
Yes,
3d12.
3d12.
All right, 3d12. Let's see.
You
And
break free and
there's
realize your companions, all 3 of your companions are totally enraptured mentally, and they're drowning in 4 foot deep water of rusty variety, deep in this dwarven-looking waterway. What do you do? What do you do to snap them out of this magical thing that's overcome them? I note you have a magical vapor-related staff in your hand.
All right, let's do it. Let's weird it up. Let's see if I can
Right.
activate this. I kind of shake it
All right,
around. I give it the whole
you
like,
say,
come on,
right, give
come
me
on,
the
come
weird
on.
test.
All right, that's 3d12. Let's go.
All right. There we go.
12.
The success. So, boom. So you may, with the displace 30 feet of gas, smoke, or vapor, store it in the scepter, release the stored gas, release the purple one, or like draw forth. And what they have is they all have this gas within them. And as you move the scepter around, you draw it up out of their lungs, and they're no longer drunk upon it, and their healers they and the magic leaves them as the taint does. And your disguises of like the wine-stained robes and masks have been knocked off and burned and singed and ruined, and the 4 of you are just here, awake, and now finally free as you poke out and you see the edge of a mountain that you are at, where heroes are born, where this part of the waterway lets out. And
Well, all right. I
yeah. So everything, all's right with the world, right? God's in his heaven, all's right with the world. And
can't believe that worked.
yeah, you have
Let's go
one
find a
horse,
cemetery.
and it takes a while. You head to the Stone Head, which is an ancient stone marking of some mystic purpose now lost to time, perhaps related to the runes. And you return to the realm, right? At the very edge, there is you ride up, and there is not just one nondescript man. There's one nondescript man ringed by 6 nondescript men in the background. Their eyes, the strange milky whites cut through by a hatchwork of overlain black that twists like rope at the edges. Under their nondescript hoods, a body nondescript but pale, very pale. There's a buzzing as their leader steps forward, and LeBron says, "Oh, these are the guys who hired you too." And Hotch is hired, and the leader says, "The scepter. We will give you everything you desire for the scepter." And they gesticulate, and there's a big chest of gold that one of them kicks open. It's got gold and riches and jewels beyond your imagining.
Yeah, baby. All right.
And
I couldn't see what could possibly go wrong by just handing you over the goods and
Temlor
taking
steps forward
mine.
and says, "Wait, that's the scepter that saved us. It could be used to purify that hot spring." And the nondescript says, purify. No. It will be used to bottle it. Soon, there will be a hot spring like that, a bathhouse like that, on every corner. Designed by Hotch. Oh, you were my anonymous benefactor. And then, when the vapors have been tamed, our delights will eclipse any wine, any pipe smoke. And slowly, our Lord, every kingdom and every realm will be ours. And they will truly know the bath's lament. But that doesn't matter to you. He gesticulates again to the big chest of gold. Give us the knowledge. And Temlor looks at you with that look that says, knowledge is power and this is wrong. And you stand at the edge before the ancient stone head, ringed by these strange, nondescript men, with your cutthroat companion on one side and your noble warrior on the other and your scared architect behind. What does Lightfinger say in this moment?
I think, very, very, poignant moment. I can feel the camera focus in on Lightfinger's face as she ponders her choices. On one hand, money. On the other hand, not allowing a cabal of mysterious men to start an opium den trade that will slowly completely take over this kingdom. One hand, money. One hand, not allowing them to control the kingdom. I think Lightfinger walks over to Temlor and pats him on the shoulder and says, "We'll get him next time, buddy." And she tosses the scepter over to the guys and goes and gets the fucking loot.
All right. It hits their hand, and they said, "We thought you'd say that." As the gold itself turns to vapor and rushes out to encapsulate you. Ha-ha! Everyone draws their weapons as we cut away on the surprise smash finish.
Damn, really? Okay.
Yeah, if you had tried to kill them and take it, it was also going to disappear. Alright, so, heroic deeds. The game of heroes and people who are somewhat heroic, but not really. That's the story of the Baths of Lament as told by us. For those of you who've enjoyed this game, our boy Pete over at Garblag Games is running it right now. Heroic Deeds Kickstarter is active. So Pete Lattimore, yeah, go check that shit out. This game is you get the deco for free if you pay for the PDF tier, which is the game it's based off of. It's an interesting thing with D12. It's gonna fuck up the mechanics a bit, but it's a great time. Please go check him out, enjoy him, patronize him, check out Garblag Games Twitch as well. And yeah, that's all I have to say, which is that Heroic Deeds is really cool. It's a fun system. It's a fun time. I enjoy it. I recommend that you have fun playing it. I liked it. I hope you do too. And Pat, feedback phase, any strong feelings?
Oh, by the way, we did sell, I don't know if it was at all related to us, but we did, sorry, I said we sold, but they did get a jump in the pledge amount during our game, so I think it might, I would love to think that somebody in this audience might have gotten it, and, you know, we advertised well.
Speaking of people in this audience, if you like some of the stock art, like this background and location, it's available for commercial or personal use, as is the art of every character you see here who isn't either the nondescript men who loaded the default Foundry token or Lightfinger. So Temlor, Hotch, LeBranch, and more are all your buddies, your pals, available. And yeah, so consider the Diesel Shot itch or our drive-through.
All right. Thank you so much. I don't really have all that much feedback. Feeling a little sleepy. I would say it was very fun. It was a great game to hop back into the saddle with. I haven't played a tabletop role-playing game in a hot minute. It's just breaking my my cherry of the last couple months, frankly. So yeah, no, it was very fun. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
And thank everybody who came out to see us. This, you know, it's really fun to be back on the channel.
Yeah,
I love you all.
Big shout out. And you know what? I see some
Hungriest Clone is live, but I don't know if you had somebody else in mind.
I think I've already plugged in a little say hello at C. Smith. So yeah, have fun, everyone. We'll see you on the flip, dreamers.